Oh, hell, didn't time that right. All right, lads and lasses. Good start. And good day, mates. Welcome to another episode of the Toon podcast, the Southern Hemisphere's #1 podcast for all things Newcastle United. So, on the back of a pretty disappointing defeat to Liverpool on the end of 8 minutes extra time in the second half, we are back in action at home. Oh, there's Dex at St. James's Park. All right, mate, to see Newcastle take on Crystal Palace. Dexy. Some quick hellos first from the lads joining me. It's going to be Craigie up in Clammy Cairns. How are you going, Craig? How's your computer doing?
New computer smashing, mate. Bit of a manic few hours trying to get it all fixed, getting ready for today. But it's running pretty smooth as of right now.
Very good. And Dex, just in a nick of time, mate. Welcome back to the podcast. It's been too long. How are you going?
Yeah, really good. Thanks. How's everybody else?
Not too bad, mate. You know, we've just about got over the butt hurt from Liverpool. How are you doing? How did you? By the way, how did you see that? How did you see the end of that game, Dex?
How did I see it?
Yeah, so there was 8 minutes extra time. Obviously, there was a few issues, let's say, along the way, even before we got there. The offside, for example. What was your opinion on the way that game went?
I think, put it this way, right? I think that game, if the fan base wasn't galvanized already, it absolutely is now. I just think everybody's fuming about it.
Aye.
And it was just, I think it was just a classic example of, you know, we've talked about conspiracy theories and tin hats and, you know, kind of decisions. And there was, you know, we've had a few penalty decisions where we should have had them as well. I think that game was just clear that there's some form of agenda and things that are against us, right? Like, I'm a reasonable
Oh no! All right. Well, maybe we'll talk a
little
bit.
Look, I think it's kind of, I think it's put fire in everybody's belly, and I think, good to hear how using it as a positive thing, and it kind of reminded me seeing him interviewed. I don't know if you've seen that documentary about The Last Dance with Michael Jordan, but basically Michael Jordan uses everything like that to kind of, for his next season. So I think we'll be kind of putting that in the locker for to give us fuel to go ahead.
Yeah, adversity does seem to do that, doesn't it? You know, it kind of gives a bit of fire in the bellies and gets you out there raging to set things right, doesn't it? All right, well, look, this game isn't about Liverpool. This one is about Crystal Palace. Teams have been announced, 33 minutes ago? 11:33 p.m. for us here in Australia, by the way. It's cracking on a bit. Here's the teams. Newcastle first, since we're at home. It's Nick Popey in goal. Then it's Trips with captain's armband. Then you got Fabian Schär, Sven Botman, and Matt Targett making up the defence. Sean Loggie and Joe Willock maintain their positions along with Joe Linton. And you've got Fry and Razor, Craig, Miggy, Almiron, and Alexander Isak, or just Big Dog, as I like to call him. The subs bench is looking pretty thin. It's Darlow, Lascelles, Ritchie, Lewis, Manquillo, Wood, Murphy, Anderson, and Byrne. So as Newcastle, let's just quickly see Crystal Palace before we start talking about the Newcastle team. So this team was just invented to challenge my ability to read names out here. So I'm going to get every single name wrong here by the looks of things. So in goal, Guita, yeah. Oh, there's Ward. Look, there's Ward, Gui, Anderson, Mitchell, Decore, Easy Good, Jordan Ayew, Mateta, and Zaha. Fuck, jeez. Right. Let's not talk too much about the Crystal Palace team because I cannot go through those names again. Anyway, let's talk about Newcastle to start with since we're home anyway. So, Craig, first. I guess the big news there is, as we probably kind of feared and somewhat expected, no Bruno and no ASM. How do you see this lineup going into this game?
It's the same one that was at the Liverpool lineup, I'd imagine. I think so. Virtually the same. I think we kind of knew there were going to be no ASM or Bruno with very little social media action from them today. Normally, we put out a little teaser trailer or some type of hype that they're in the starting lineup, but there was nothing just there for the Liverpool game. So I think it's to be expected. But like I say, if we compose ourselves like we did against Liverpool, we should give a good competition against Palace.
Yeah, I mean, the main difference really is that Shaw and Botman have returned into the centre of defence, whereas last time it was Lascelles and Byrne, I think, wasn't it, against Liverpool? Dex, so a lot of this team have played a few games in short time. There's not much of a turnaround for these games at the minute. Yeah, Shaw and Botman have returned, but a few of those other players have played quite a lot of minutes. Do you see that as a potential risk? We're starting to pick up injuries, aren't we, with the high press game that Eddie Howe likes to play?
Yeah, I think there's everybody's getting injuries at the minute, so I expect we're going to need to use the bench heavily today, which
bloody hope not.
Yeah, well, I think that's the I'm approaching this one with trepidation. I think we've got a 2-1 win in us, but everybody's going to have to really be on top of their game, I think.
Is that you being a little bit apprehensive there, Dex? Just like going against the grain of your usual predictions, is it? Or is this this sounds more like classic Dex? He's I thought I was a negative one on this podcast, but bloody hell, Dex!
No,
I mean, you put me
I think it's just the the situation that we're in, right? With I think we all kind of prior to the transfer window we're hoping we would get 1 or 2 more in midfield. We're just, it seems crazy to say it, but it does feel like we're down to the bones at the minute.
Yeah, definitely. And on the wings as well, not just the midfield. I mean, the wings, Miggy ran his arse into the ground against Liverpool, as he always does, really. But we don't have, and, Frying Reza, as Craig likes to call him, is picking up injury after injury here as well. You just don't know how long he's going to last. And who are you going to bring in to replace him? Murphy? Craig, you're not a fan of Murphy, Craig, are you?
Nah, I haven't been a fan of Murphy for probably the best part of 12 months. He's just... I understand why he's in the squad, because he's a good player to bring on if you're 3-0 up and you just want to give somebody a rest. But if you're chasing the game and you want to try and win it, he's not the player you want to bring on. His passing statistics are terrible. His spatial awareness is even worse. And he couldn't finish his tee, I don't think. The lad is just, he's not cut out for the Premier League. And I've had my say on him. A lot of people said I've been a little bit too overcritical of Murphy. But to be honest, I think it's justified.
He flatters to deceive, doesn't he? He's pretty quick down the wing. He's got some nice touches, but his final ball, I think, is the issue. He doesn't like to kick the ball against the post if he ever gets anywhere near the goal. Other times, that goal that ASM scored the other day against who was it? Wolves. Like, he was trying to lob the ball over the head of the defender. He basically just lost the ball altogether, and Hwank kicks it all the way over to ASM, and obviously ASM absolutely nails it. And if you're going to replace the wings, who you got? Richie as well down the left. I mean, God's sake.
Nah.
Dex, what did you make of our new boy, big dog, Alexander Isak in his game against Liverpool?
Oh, mate, like the first 5 minutes of that Liverpool game, I was just like, wow, this kid's a real deal. And I'm not going to have a pop at Wood because I think he's, come in and done a job for us. But Wood comes on, and I think it was just, it was just a different universe. Like, the kid, just his finishing was incredible. Yeah. Kind of his movement reminds me a bit, in that respect. We haven't had a player like that since Demba Ba up front.
Craig, you said that, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah. So that, and then when he was finishing, it was like going back, 30 years, seeing Andy Cole play for us, and just an Iceman in front of the goal.
That's a comparison, isn't it? Jeez, wouldn't mind having another Andy Cole. As long as he doesn't get flogged off the Man United, and Eddie Howe has to come on at the steps of St. James's Park and explain to a gaggle of fans exactly why he's done that. All I haven't said that Keith Gillespie was useful when we got him.
So I was disappointed with the transfer window until I seen him play, and then I was like, oh wow, this has been a really good window.
It has been. I mean, 4 first-team players. You don't usually kind of go into a window and come out with 4. Yeah. Newcastle doesn't usually do that anyway. But his awareness to find space looks really promising as well. I mean, that first goal, the ball through from Longstaff, by the way, was just chef's kiss. But the ability to find that space behind the defenders was terrific in the first instance. And then that finish from the inside of his right boot, sweeping it past the front of the keeper. Alisson, for God's sake, it's not like just any old keeper. He's a bloody great, incredible keeper. Straight across the face of him into the top of the far corner. I mean, it was absolutely beautiful. And then the second goal, of course, which was ruled offside. He put Trent Arnold on his arse. He skinned another defender, and then he still manages to finish as well, having ran half the distance of the pitch. He's got a, oh God, I hope he carries that into this game, because that was a pretty decent debut. I think it probably deserved a better result instead of going down 2-1. Let's move on to the most challenging named club in the Premier League. If you're someone like me who can't pronounce a goddamn thing. Dex, I'll come to you first, actually. Obviously, Zaha, he's a bit on fire right now, isn't he? He scored 4 in 4, I believed, or 4 in the last 4 anyway. Yeah. Ayew, he can't hit the barn door. He's worse than bloody Murphy. He'd probably score now, I've said that as well. But anybody else in that team that gives you a little pause for concern? And how do you think they're going to line against them?
I've been really impressed seeing Eze play. And Mateta. They just look really sharp on the counter attack. So I think we've kind of, I expect Palace are going to sit deep and do what we did to Liverpool, and then hit us on the break. So yeah, I think it'll be really dangerous.
Fully counter attacking sort of setup here then.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry. Go on, Dex.
The one player that I'm excited to see on a Palace point of view is Decore. Mentioned him just briefly before we came on air. He's a £20 million signing from France. He looks pretty tidy, defensive midfielder. In the whole 5 games he's played, albeit he hasn't completed all 5 games, he's only given away 3 free kicks, which is very impressive for a defensive midfielder. So he's either very good in the tackle, which is he's got an 89% tackle success rate, which is crazy high. That's very, very good. So him and Big Joe should be a tasty one in the middle. That's the one I'll be looking out for. He's the player that I'll be keeping my eye on.
Check Decore, isn't it? When you mentioned him before the thing, I just paused for a second. I thought, oh, is that related to Czech Teote there? I thought, no, of course it's not, you idiot. Engage your brain. That's his first name. Fucking hell. But just thinking about that, though, you just said that he's going to win 3 free kicks or something. Teote, he would do that in the first 5 minutes, wouldn't he?
Exactly. He's completed 3 games at full 90 minutes and then 2 at about 75. So it's not as if he's gone off within like 15 minutes to go, but 3 free kicks in the whole of 3, 4, 5 games or whatever it be. He's done really well so far.
I do miss Czech Teote. God damn it. And Craig, Zaha, you asked, I don't know if you put this out on a tweet, but you definitely asked us in the group chat. Would you have had him at the club if we had a chance? Because he's in his last year of his contract, I believe, isn't he?
He is. There was talks of him going to Chelsea. Whether he would come back up here. Sorry?
Everyone ends up going to Chelsea, or at least getting linked to them anyway.
Now I always get ruined there now. Yeah. But I was linked with Chelsea. Whether he'd want to leave the capital again, we know his stint up in the northwest of England wasn't exactly successul with Man United. And he is, in the last year of his contract. Will he get that last big money move? Maybe, maybe not. But I definitely would have had him. Maybe even on a 2-3 year contract would have been a worthy addition. Certainly an upgrade on the current options of the likes of Murphy and Fraser.
Here's a question for you, Dex. Who out of that Crystal Palace team makes it into, let's say, the first 11 of the Palace team makes it into the first 11 of Newcastle team right now?
As in today's lineup?
No, not today's lineup, Christ almighty. But well, having said that, I mean, it's really just the midfield that's a bit lacking at the middle, isn't it? And
yeah,
possibly the wing.
Yeah, I would say, look, I mean, kind of man for man, there isn't really anybody I'd swap, to be honest with you.
Would you take Zaha?
I'd take Zaha, yeah, but if it was at the cost of ASM, who's playing in the same position, pretty much, I'm not sure I would.
Fair enough. Craig, would you swap anybody?
I like the look of Eze. He's pretty good. He's got a cracking shot on him from distance, which is something we don't really have, to be honest. Not very often you score goals from outside of the box. But he's got a cracking shot on from distance, and he's got lots of pace when he gets his head down and runs with the ball.
Just getting some comments here from people in the chat. They were god awful against Brentford on their own patch. Agree, they'll just be looking to counter. Hopefully, we can knock Zaha off his game again, and we should be Alarit. That's from Guybrush Threepwood. I assume that's not his real name. That's a good point. Actually, I think I mentioned that in the chat as well, didn't I? That Zaha is one of those kind of players who needs to be hot. Otherwise, he kind of just huffs and puffs and doesn't really do a lot in games. But of course, he's on the back. He's in four goals in 4 games, isn't he? So he's going to be definitely somebody to watch. I think we're going to have to kind of pin him down a little bit. Do you reckon, Greg?
Trips has got to be on to his best game against him, and he's got to get some backup from Almiron, which we know he'll get from Almiron. He'll just keep running like there's no tomorrow. But we know him and Almiron have got a little bit of history from last year as well. Just before Almiron got that goal, wasn't it Zaha who turned around and said, "Who are you?" or "Who do you think you are?" type thing, and then he goes bangs one in there, the top corner about 5 minutes later. So that'd be good to see a little bit of needle again between them two.
I have a little bit of spice. That's all right, isn't it? Dan Watson here saying, "I've just watched Rangers get flogged 4-0 in the Old Firm." Stevie Gerrard, of course, has buggered off to Villa, and he's kind of not doing very well. Not sure I can take anything but a win tonight, 2-1. And that kind of leads me on to my next point. Next question. I think I predicted 2-1 for this game. Dex, don't think we've asked you yet. What do you reckon this game's going to do? What?
2-1
to the Mighty Mags?
Yep.
Who's his scorers?
I think Isak will get one.
Big Dog.
Yeah. Whoever else, I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's Murphy might, because I'm on the show and I agree with everything that Craig said, and I think he's actually being a bit too kind to him.
Just slide him off and he comes on for the winner.
I think that's one of the kind of reservations I've got tonight. Is I'm just, other than Isak, I'm just not seeing where goals are coming from.
Let's have another look at the Newcastle team. Refresh your memory. God, yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, that's a fair point. Craig, where are the other goals coming from?
Well, I predicted a 4-0 win. I did. With an Isak hat-trick.
Well, where's the other one coming from then?
I'm going to say I want to get Anderson on the score sheet. I'd love him to. This is going to be his Premier League home debut, is it? Because he didn't come on against Forest or Man City, I don't think.
Who are we talking about here?
I might be wrong on that. If someone can correct me on that, but I think it could be his Premier League home debut if he comes on, and I'd love him to get a goal, especially at the Gallagher end. I think that'd be special.
We're talking about Anderson.
Aye.
It'd be pretty special if Anderson.
I think he should be starting. I think he should be starting.
That's a good point. If he was going to start Anderson, who would you be playing him in place of? Would it be Fraser, or would you be maybe giving Willock a rest? Because we know Willock struggles with the full 90 minutes, let alone 98 that you played on Wednesday, just 2 or 3 days ago. So who would you be swapping him out for? Dex.
I'd take out Willock.
One Dex.
Yeah, I'd take out Willock because if Palace are going to sit back, we're going to have to be really creative in that final third, which we haven't been. And I think Anderson, he's just made things happen when he's come on.
Yeah.
And Willock's the type of player that likes to run from deep, right? And I just don't think we're going to get that many breaks where he's going to be able to run onto the ball.
Mm-hmm. I think
There's
you're probably
a question
right.
for you, lads. Lee Mason on VAR.
What's the thoughts, Lee Mason or VAR? Because fucking hell, VAR, Jesus. Have I got them slides handy? I want to let me just bring up this slide here, since that's been brought up. Let's just because there's not much more we can talk about these teams, and we haven't got much else to talk about. I don't know if anyone's seen Eddie Howe's.
Got saved by his shoulder again tonight.
No, he did look offside. In fairness. Let's have a look at this. So this is just going back to the Liverpool game on Thursday morning for us, 5:00 a.m. kickoff. This was given offside against Isak, and I just want to compare and contrast. We talked about this at length, so I don't really want to keep banging the same drum here, but if you look at the same kind of decision that went against Liverpool in this case, where Rashford was given the benefit of the doubt by all accounts. You can pretty clearly see that, at least as far as the feet are concerned, Rashford is well ahead of his last man there. Whereas if you look at our big dog, his foot is, if nothing else, level. And it's hard to really see because half these lines just chop through people's feet here. But it looks pretty clear to me that his foot is behind the last man there. However, his shoulder and his head are from this angle, and this isometric angle isn't exactly ideal either, is it really? I mean, you're not getting a side-by-side view here. But Craig, you were meant to be on the review show and your computer crapped out. So I didn't get a chance to ask you, so I'll ask you first. And I don't want to dwell, like I say, on this because we've got another game coming up, and that should be the focus. But what was your take on this, and how do you contrast and compare with Rashford's decision?
Well, at first glance, as the game was live, I did genuinely think he was offside. But then when I seen that, I thought, hold on, that's too close to call, and you're supposed to give the benefit of the doubt to the attacker, just like what you've shown with Rashford there. The one thing we've all banged on about with VAR for the past 2-3 years since it's come into the Premier League is consistency, and there just isn't any. And that just proves it. It really does.
Yeah. I think half the problem is that VAR is run by different people each time, and it's not for want of a better phrase, an elite unit. It's not a unit that's been trained specifically and only to do VAR. It's kind of ex-referees, and referees are recycling from either fourth linesman duty or whatever it might be. It's not it feels like it needs. I mean, the technology is there. It just isn't being implemented properly, and it's not being consistent as a result. And I think it needs at least to have a team that is dedicated to just VAR, because it's part of the game now. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. It's part of the game. We need to have highly trained individuals looking at this and nothing else, giving us decisions that can then at least be, in some regard, a little bit more consistent. Dex, what did you make of this?
Well, look at the quality of the image. How can you make a decision from that?
It's absolute gash.
Right?
But bear in mind,
I mean,
this is a screen capture exploded up onto this screen right now.
Screenshot, but even if we see the image that they use right on the TV, we've all got like HD, ultra HD TV, right? You can zoom in and see stuff. You can hardly make stuff out. And look, I guess the other thing is, I think if you asked every single fan, just make it defeat. Like, Liverpool keep playing this offside trap. If you want it to be a better game, like, play it defeat. Because if they're just going to push up every time, or teams are just playing an offside trap, well, of course, right? One player's going to attack, the other one's going in the other direction. Shoulders are going to be out, but the feet can still be the same. So I just think the easiest thing they could do to get that consistency is just make it feet. And look, if you score from a header, take it back. And if your head was offside, rule it for offside. But like today, that Everton game, the guy's shoulder was offside, but he knocked it in with his feet. Yeah. It's kind of crazy, right?
Which is essentially what Isak does. He picks it up from here, runs all the length of the pitch, scores with his foot. No small amount of skill required to do that. And to keep saying things like, we want to give benefit of the doubt to the attacking player. Well, where was the benefit of the doubt here?
There isn't any.
And it seemed like they made the decision in the space of like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like that Everton that goal that was ruled off for Everton, we got what we often usually get to see, which is basically, the lines being drawn and the VAR as the guy is sort of working out. We get to sort of see that as he's doing it. In this case, the player almost just restarted without much of a pause as much as anything else. And then we got like we got this view flashed up for like 3 seconds. The commentator goes, "There you go, it's offside." Moved on, end of story. It was because he scored a goal. It seemed more like a thing that should have spent a lot more time than just a sneeze. Do you know what I mean? That it was it was like, all right, that's fine, move on kind of thing. It was very, very weird. I'm not going to say anything more about it, but it was very weird. This guy here, VAR Offside on Twitter, drew these parallel lines here, and you can sort of see that the decision going by the shoulder does actually make it offside. And I think that's going by the rules of offside as it stands right now. So, as you've just said there, Dex, and I think I made the same point in the last pod in the review. Make it about the feet, unless they happen to score from the head or the shoulder. Because right now, Isak doesn't have any advantage at this point. There is literally no advantage that Isak has here. You know, the defender's trying to step
Shola
up.
have ever scored if they made it offside with a shoulder?
Would Shola have?
Yeah, I think half his goals were off his shoulder, weren't they?
Oh, I don't know, mate. Off his arse, off his bloody 50 pence piece heed. He was the fucking worst header I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, I don't know. One of the questions that just came up before from where's he gone? Shearer's Boots. Was this one first, which I thought was quite funny. It should be professional video analysts, not referee pensioners. And this one from Dan Watson. Is there any sport that uses something like VAR and does it well? I'm a league fan, which is rugby league, I guess, and the bunker is a fucking shit as VAR. Well, there is. Over here in Australia, where we are, there's something called I've forgotten what it's called anymore, but it's called VAR, and it's sort of the VAR version of what they have here in AFL, which is Australian rules football. And by and large, it's pretty reliable. You know, you have people in the bunker. That's why they call it the bunker. And every time the linesman in between the goal isn't sure whether it's went over, or if it's been touched before it's went over, or if it's hit the post or whatever, it goes to the bunker and the bunker works out. And it's not called the bunker, man. That's bloody rugby league. It's called something else anyway. What the fuck? Whatever it's called. And normally it's reliable. And it's one of those games anyway that kind of stops and starts quite a lot. So it's kind of suited more to that kind of nature of the game as well as rugby. You know, they've got the same sort of thing in cricket as well. But just the other day, Brisbane against Richmond Tigers. Brisbane's my team. Richmond Tigers is Bobby's team. And it was over at the Gabba over here in Brisbane where I am. And Tigers took a kick and it went right over the top of the post from as far as anyone could see from the camera angle. But the guy on the ground in between the sticks, the umpire, he actually gave it as a goal. So the referee comes over, the main umpire comes over and they say, all right, let's have a bit of a review. And the way the rules go is that if you make a call on the ground and there isn't ample evidence to overturn it from the bunker, crow's nest, whatever the hell they call it, then you go with what was called on the pitch. But in this case, even though the evidence didn't prove one way or another whether it had gone over the top of the post or inside the post, they overruled the decision. So even in AFL, where it should be, you know, quite an easy application of the technology, they still don't get it quite right. So I'm not sure what we're supposed to do about this situation. Like, do we just get rid of VAR altogether and just rely on the linesman again? Because there's too many instances where there's just too many instances where you need VAR to sort of say that was blatantly wrong, you linesman, you blind bastard. You know? So what do we do? Has anyone got any solutions? Because I don't know.
No.
Behave, Danny.
Maybe what they should do is make them front up to a group of fans after each game to explain their decisions.
Well, I wouldn't mind hearing what they do as they do it. I can understand reasons for and against it, but a lot of the reasons why this is so controversial is half the time we just have to guess as to why it was given like that. You know, I mean, Christ, some Everton fans set up a rumor saying that the VAR people had just looked at the shadows because they couldn't make their mind up. Bullshit. But it got retweeted far and wide by Newcastle fans, and everyone comments going, "Oh, fucking disgrace! This like it was bullshit."
I think even I commented on that and fell for it.
But it was bloody bullshit, and that's the problem. If you don't hear from the horse's mouth, you leave a vacuum where it gets filled with shit, essentially. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, lads.
Look, I think that's one difference I would say with rugby league, AFL, is sometimes you do get those decisions, but at least they're talking you through their thinking, and
you can hear the rest.
Exactly what they're saying to each other. Or you see it in cricket, right? And and at least you can kind of, as you say, it gets rid of that vacuum. Anyway, I'll shut up.
All right, so we are just seconds away from kickoff. Dex, you're going to be the John Anderson of this commentary duo, and Craig's going to work the.
I just scream when a goal happens.
Stick it in the back of the net, man. So Newcastle evidently have lost the toss because we are kicking down towards the Gallagher, which is never a good start. And we have the ball out wide already with Miggy. And home crowd and good voice. Pitch looks pretty good. Looks a little bit cut up actually in places. Overcast weather in Newcastle. I have no idea what the temperature is, but it's probably bloody freezing. Newcastle spread the ball wide to Trippier, who cuts it in. And the ASM feeds Trippier, whips it in. Joe just misses the header, and Crystal Palace clear the lines. I think Craig already you're ahead of me.
Couple of seconds, maybe, eh?
God damn it. Bloody internet shite in Australia. You're in the middle of frigging anywhere. Are you actually behind me as well, or are you, Dex?
I'm 1 minute and 6 seconds. 7. 8.
Oh, yeah.
1:15 for me.
Oh, fuck off. Right, I've caught up, sort of. Fucking it's absolute dog shit in this house. So, Newcastle setting the stall out pretty early here, going for the jugular, trying to get an early goal by looks of things, get the crowd pumping. As we predicted so far, at least in the first hour and 1.5 minutes, Crystal Palace pretty much staying in their own half and looking for a chance to get a hold of the ball by the looks of it, which they have done. So it's a goal kick to Palace. Have to hope that the likes of Almiron and Willock, with all the running they did against Liverpool, you have to hope that they don't get an injury here, because 3 games in quick succession and they've played a lot of minutes.
Cannot afford any more injuries. We just can't.
Yeah. Newcastle with the ball again. Squared it, and it's cleared. And it's back with their target. And Newcastle pretty much camped inside Palace's half already here on 2.5 minutes. Home fans in great voice. And that's a little long from, I think, Joe. So it goes out for a goal kick again to Palace.
Well, Keegan will be disappointed that he's not got his tight polo on. Keegan will be good.
Keegan's got a bit of a fetish over Eddie Howe's tits.
He has,
and the shot there of the flag on the top of the east stand there, it's blown an absolute gale here. So it'll be interesting to see what effect that has. And if I'm looking at my camera right here, that means the breeze is behind Palace. So they've got the wind behind them, heading towards the Leazes end. Mark's just made the point here that we've dropped wood and we'll start putting crosses into the box.
Aye, that's a fair point, like.
All right. You gonna whip the teams up there, Craigie? I'll stick it up. There you go. Okay. So Shearer's boots, we are currently on 3 minutes 35 seconds. Palace have the ball in the middle of the pitch. Play it down our left, but it's easily cut out by Big Joe there. And it's in Newcastle's half now. Very nice play. Half and half cross, which is absolutely awful. Straight to the keeper.
Sometimes flip that about a bit, so Scott Clemens was more happy with that side, but Eze does like to.
Sounds like got a wide boy cockney on the old commentary here.
We're never going to get one that's going to favour us, are we? It's not how they do it. Get out and deck on commentary.
And Palace are in the corner, and Botman's giving away a free kick, which looked an awful lot like a dive. But metadata, there's nothing there. He's went down like a sack of shit trying to get a free kick, and he gets it off Botman. I've noticed Botman seems to give away a lot of free kicks that aren't really free kicks as well. Have you noticed? Like he's one of those who must be his movement that the referees think, oh, that's definitely something he's done. But by and large, he's not doing that.
Nah, there was an out and that. He fell out like he'd been shot by a snake. We've got any Palace fans watching live right now? Let us know in the comments.
Well, I did see one. Yeah, that's right, Louis Tidy. So here comes Palace whipping the ball in from Newcastle's right. It's defended. Shot towards goal. It's easily saved by Pope. Runs out and balls it out with his arm to release Brian Razor, who wins a free kick. So this is actually quite interesting. This is probably about 25 yards out, tight to the left wing. And you imagine it'd be a left-footed swinging in kick. Who's going to take that one? Longstaff?
Yeah, going to be Shaw that'll whip that in, you'd think, maybe. No, Shaw's up the top. Matty Target.
Target's going to take the free. So Joel's hanging in just a slightly offside position by looks of things. A few of us predicted the Botman headed goal, so let's see what happens here. It's into the middle. It's gone over the top of everybody and it's loose to the far end of the pitch. Recycle from Miggy. Through ball from Trips. It's Miggy again. Yeah, easily defended by Palace. This is all Newcastle right now. 6.5 minutes. Of course, as soon as I say that, I believe they'll give the ball away, don't they? Ayew. How is he still playing? He's absolutely terrible. Coming up to 7 minutes here. Pretty much all been Newcastle. One shot on target, though, and that's been from Palace.
Gone on, Joe.
And Palace get it back in play. Down Newcastle's left. Beautifully defended by Big Joe there. He's looking for options. Doesn't have a lot on here. Feeds Isak down the wing by looks of things. Offside. And he's given offside.
That looked on that to me, that like.
Yeah.
Nah, maybe. It's tight.
Let's have a look. Oh, I don't know. Do we just not still keep playing even though the flag's gone up, or is that because the ref blew his whistle as well? Because it was different last week, wasn't it? Last season.
I think the rule is you can continue to play if there's a goal scoring opportunity, but I think in a situation like that, there just wasn't, or else everyone would just continue to play.
Could have been if he had kept on running.
Could have.
Yeah. Crystal Palace starting to feel away into the game a little bit here. Some sloppy free kicks being given away, mostly by Newcastle. Not one by Longstaff, just on the halfway line. And switch of play to our left there, right. And target skinned by Ayew. And he's just around the edge of the box here. Oh, and it's been robbed by Joe. Just took it off his foot. Beautiful. And he's fed in. Oh, he almost fed in. I think that was Miggy. And Miggy just couldn't bring it under his control and loses the ball. And Palace have it back on the halfway line. But that was a beautiful bit of inventive play there. Nothing coming of it. So the high press so far is working pretty well as far as Joe Linton's concerned.
So he's got some engine on him, Joe Linton, like, hasn't he, considering how much effort he put in on Thursday morning, whenever it was for us.
Yep, the guys are just a machine. So coming up to 10 minutes, 9 minutes 15. Dex, how have you seen the first 10 minutes so far?
Yeah, pretty much as I expected, to be honest. Having a Palace sitting deep. Joe Linton, though, looks like he's playing more the Guimaraes role today. He seems to be more made great.
Yeah, maybe he's and that was potentially a foul by some Crystal Palace bloke on Newcastle on the edge of their box there, but nothing of it. And Newcastle have again stolen the ball from the toes of Palace. It's fed to Miggy, who's on the other side of the pitch, I think, and he's tried to whip it in, easily defended, still inside Palace's box. But they get it free, and It's straight out of play, actually. So it's Newcastle's throwing.
Check out this comment from Andy.
If you look at here, look at there, he reaches for it, Fraser. His leg across the goal, so I think
Yeah.
he's probably down the other way. So
That's canny, mate.
You never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Alone.
It's so cringe, isn't it? I hate it. Scouse accent.
Shearer's boots, Big Joe pinched it twice. He has. He's took it off the toes of the Palace players here. Catching them snoozing a little bit. And Longy wins a free kick this time off Mitchell in Newcastle's half. Halfway through the half. Still no real clear chances for Newcastle. Crystal Palace had that one shot at Pope, easily saved, but I think as far as possession is concerned and attacking intent, it's largely in Newcastle's favour, although Palace is starting to come a little bit into it. Newcastle still with the ball in their own half here, just passing it forwards and backwards a little bit, trying to make some space.
Nice
And
play.
Trippier has just fed Miggy down the wing here. He's racing onto it. And I think he's given that as a goal kick, is he? Goal kick, yeah. Miggy's class. Miggy's hilarious when he puts his, he's doing that thing where he runs and he puts his head back. He's like,
No early scores in any of the games yet, so everything's still 0-0.
Keep an eye on that, if you don't mind.
It
And it's Palace
a
with
bit
the ball.
different from.
Looks a very, very important player for Palace.
And Palace get the ball back in play. It's a short goal kick. But it's found its way into Newcastle's half and it's easily mopped up by target to Pope. Poopy. And Newcastle, they're playing around Palace quite comfortably here at the minute. Some nice 1-2s. And it's a long ball. Hopeful ball doesn't get anywhere from the back to Newcastle. Gives play back to Palace. And they've released the man down the wing. It's crossed into the middle. And there was a flailing boot from Shaw who really could have just left that. It's fallen to Zaha. He's trying to make something happen here. And Joe Linton once again takes it off the feet of Ayew, I think that was there. But Shaw needed a call there. Not for the first time either at the back. There has been a lack of a call.
It's. I wonder if that's something that Pope needs to get bringing to his game, because that is the kind of thing he should have done for Liverpool to win it. A bit more vocal.
Obviously, or just command his area a bit more, But that ball there was a little bit too far away from him. It's Crystal Palace throwing to down our right in Newcastle's half, facing the Leazer's end here. 13.5 minutes gone. Still 0-0. Palace starting to really feel themselves into this a little bit more now.
Steve said it's 31 in Newcastle today. That can't be right, surely.
Get out. Fahrenheit.
Anyway.
And Newcastle just sloppily lost the ball there. And it's now back with Palace, who went all the way back to the keeper to reset. And I think it's fair to say in the last 5 minutes, this has been more Palace's game than Newcastle's. It's been.
It has, aye.
They've grown into this a little bit, haven't they? They're not so much sitting back waiting to counter-attack as to actually bring the game to Newcastle. That's an easy free kick to give away. Longstaff just outside our box. Gets a yellow card on 14.5 minutes, which is not ideal.
Have you seen the last 5 minutes, Dex? Been mainly Palace, you reckon?
Goes down like a sack of shit.
Yeah. That wasn't a yellow card.
How is that a yellow? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Even if he does touch his feet, then I think he probably does. It's not a bloody yellow. Christ almighty.
Anyway.
How was that dangerous? So here's a very risky situation here. Is he going to take the free kick 20 yards out from Newcastle's goal? slightly to our left there, right. Newcastle have everyone back by the looks of things. It's whipped in. It's easily defended. Goes out for a throw to Palace, I believe. Defended by Joe Linton, who's been everywhere so far. And Palace get it back in play.
Come on.
Oh,
Palace on the halfway line, and Isak's lost.
There he
He's
is.
robbed his man.
Oh,
He's running down. He's bearing down a goal. It's Isak in goal to the keeper. He tries to dink him. Keeper gets a hand to it. He's still got the ball. He's fed Fraser, and it's defended again. Oh, dear me. The ball's still in play, though. Still in play. Joe Linton has the ball. Newcastle taking it all the way back towards goalkeeper. Actually, they've kept it in midfield. And that was a real opportunity there, Dex.
oh,
he didn't
mate.
have to go for the spectacular. He could have just put it anyway. You'll get another chance.
Do you think you should have just took the easy option there, Dex, instead of trying to lob?
Oh, look, great save. I'm not going to have a dig at the lad, right? He's St. James's Park, your debut, 52,000 people, you're in on the keeper. Yeah, he's the keeper. You know, I'll put that down to a great save by the keeper rather than him showboating.
And Willock's been robbed of the ball just as Newcastle were attacking down their right in Palace's half. It's a little bit back and forwards now, this game, already on 17 minutes. No team's really been able to impose their style on the game just yet. And
Do you think we're
David,
a
you need to
bit
get
tired?
yourself into the forum, follow some of the heating they've got there, mate.
I think we do look a little bit leggy, Dex, absolutely. And it's only to be expected too as well. Beautiful tackle from Target there to rob his man, just in line with the box. And I'm not sure where Isaac's gone, actually. Where is he? Oh, there he is. And Palace are doing well to maintain the possession, actually. Newcastle are struggling a little bit to get a hold of the ball here. I think there is, Andy. There's also a Wickham and a Gateshead, all next to the Hunter River, over that way.
Yeah, that's where I am. So I'm about 5 kilometers from Gateshead.
Oh, there you go. There
10
you go.
kilometers from Wallsend. They're both shitholes as well.
Hey, you're wrong with Wallsend. My hometown,
I was
Wallsend.
born in Gateshead, you cheeky bastard.
Aye. I lived in Wallsend pretty much all my life. Well, I've less of that, Dex.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, mate. Mate, I lived in Wallsend, the posh part.
There's no posh part of Wallsend, believe me. Son of the earth people, best there is. And I'm
Oh, mate, awesome. They're awesome.
Yeah, it was a pretty good save, actually. I think he's waited too long to do the dink. It's unlucky.
Thankfully, though, there's not a biker here. That would really do my head in.
Aye. Baker, the only reason it's there is to get through to get to Newcastle from Wallsend. That's it. Shouldn't exist for any other reason.
Man. The biker wall's a bloody ISO.
Not the thing, Dean.
So it's with Palace, and they've just lost the ball actually to Newcastle here. It's in Palace's half, right next to the box. Joe Linton has it. He spreads it. He tries to spread it wide to Miggy. It's cut out, but it finds its way to Trippier, I think. Miggy wants to with Willock, and Newcastle win a corner. First corner of the game, 19 minutes, 25 seconds. Oh, Tom, here, Wallsend, where they send all the bank robbers.
Probably. I lived in Wallsend for about 32 years, David. Loved it and hated it at the
Here
same time.
comes Newcastle's corner. It's Fraser taking it this time. It's an outswinger. He's pulled it backwards to Trippier, who cuts it inwards, and Joe's running onto it, and he hits the side netting. That was definitely a training ground move, Dex.
That's the best comment all day.
My sister and brother live in Baker, so hope they're not watching this.
They've just modernised it. What have they actually
He's
done
not
with it,
wrong,
then?
though, is he? He's not wrong.
I wonder what they've done with it. They just put some like flammable cladding on the outside of it or something.
Well, actually tried to set it on fire.
So that was a
That should
very,
be free.
very well-worked free kick. Well-worked corner, I should say, involving Fraser, Trippier, and Joe, but it was in the side netting. Palace have the ball back in play, just crossing Newcastle's halfway line on their left, our right, and it goes out for throw to Palace. 21 minutes coming up. Dex, anything you think we need to change with what you've seen so far? What do we need to do here? Stick to it, maybe?
I think we've just got to stick to it. I think that the issue we've got is just that we just don't seem to have the kind of legs in midfield to play the kind of game that we always play.
And it's not surprising, is it? I mean, Miggy in particular looks like he hasn't got the legs. Sean Longstaff's just been sized down in halfway line. Referee didn't blow initially, but he has now. And it looked like it went through the back of him from Decore. That's Decore. Do you reckon he's going to get a yellow card here, Craig?
He should be.
Let's have a look at this replay here. So Trippier feeds Longy, and you know what? It's from around the side of him. I don't think it was as bad as it initially looked.
Well, if Longstaff's got to go off, you'd think it's a straight swap for Anderson, wouldn't you?
I don't know, but he's looking like the physio's on the pitch looking at his ankle here.
Corey does play the ball first. When you think of the injury list at the moment, the last thing they need is another central midfielder runner.
I wish
Hope
I'd
we
have a
don't get
drinks
another
break
8
as well.
minutes at a time, eh?
Yeah. Fuck's sake.
Bruno Guimaraes, that's next to that. You can add John Joe Shelby into that mix as well, and Emil Kraft. This is the moment when Isak charged down and was
Isak.
incredibly sloppy from Anthony.
Give him be saying that, Shearer's boots.
I think that touch.
Can I have another essay on the way?
As a result, it's sort of in between his feet, and he can't go sideways. He does try to dink, and if it comes off, everyone's celebrating. That man shaking his head, Brendan Foster.
Brendan Foster?
He could cover a few yards. That man.
Young Neston with a mullet. That's the old Australian influence coming across the world there.
Northeast front. Yeah, there is indeed.
I can't believe that's making a bloody comeback, that mullet.
Not wrong
Shaved
with the mullet.
sides, long hair at the back, you know. Look, and if you're playing AFL, they've also got mustaches. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Business on the sides, pleasure at the back.
Fair enough.
You're not halfway from that, man.
I'm waiting for the day where they bring the Chrissy Wadler perm back.
Oh, Jesus
Kev
Christ.
Keegan's perm, man.
As long as it's not the Joey Barton side parting, or centre parting, then it's all right. Fucking centre parting was an abomination. Ball's back in play, sort of. It's a throw into Crystal Palace in on half, down the left, all right. And yes, there's not really much in this game at the minute. Some nice play from Willock to find Isak. And it's easy one back from Palace. Poppy has just watched the ball go out, and he's blocked off Zaha from getting to it. Zaha's got a big old smile on his face. Sam Fender in the crowd.
Stevie Harbour in front of
Good
him.
lad. No, there's the people's elbow at the front there, do you see? Stevie Harbour in the posh seats.
To go for the type of money he has. I mean, talk about Aubameyang and wait to be seen by that.
Well, I want Newcastle to win, unless there's any Palace fans in the comments still. But at the minute, it's hardly been Palace, Lindsay, to be honest.
Yeah. And, I think the fans are getting a little bit restless here. Palace with the ball still. Just giving away a free kick. No, we haven't given away a free kick. Unbelievable. That looked like a free kick. When Joe Linton's going to lose the ball here, he's been robbed. Palace win the ball back on the halfway line. And we've got to be careful here, although there is 4 defenders, but they've just fed in Zaha to the side of our box. And he's got 2 around him, and he's robbed by Shaw, who was almost robbed back again. And it's getting a little bit scrappy. It's getting a little bit scrappy here. And the balls went loose, and Palace get it back in their own half. And this is very much in the direction of travel of Palace towards Newcastle's goal, and not the other way around, which is what we really want. And Palace is giving the ball away there. Miggy's trying to do a little Peter Beardsley move to go around his man, but he hasn't quite worked it out. But he's pushed Palace all the way back. Miggy's ran from halfway line all the way across the front of the goal there. But here comes Palace. This is back and forwards. This Zaha again down the left or right inside Newcastle's half. Newcastle have about 5 or 6 people back here, and Palace has thrown the ball down. They've switched it to the right, and shakes off Joe. Doucouré kicks it in, finds Mateta, who takes a shot right at goal and saved by Pope. And we've just given the ball straight back to them on the edge of our box, and they've got a corner out of it. We're flapping a bit here, aren't we? We just don't seem very much in control of what's going on here.
Ni composure at all. It's not like an Eddie Howe Newcastle team of late, this, to be honest.
Yeah. I think Dex is
whether
right.
we're just absolutely knackered from midweek or whatever, I don't know, but still.
Yeah.
Palace,
really
I think it looks like tired minds as well as tired bodies, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, you know, that Liverpool game would have took them out of them. There's no doubt about it.
Aye. I mean, Palace, they played the same time as well, I think. You know, so they've still got to play
Palace players are complaining to the referee about something. There's 3 or 4 of them complaining to the ref. I don't know what the hell they're whinging about. But it's still a Palace corner. 27 minutes just gone. And it's going to be an in-swinger. It's a long one to the back. One of the Newcastle men is down, but it's easily saved by Pope. I think when we see the stats at the end here, it's going to be a lot of goals, a lot of shots on target at Palace, and not for us, but that's a beautiful throw-in by Palace, by Pope, to Isak, who has the ball stolen off his foot. But we've moved all the way from the back, all the way to the front there, throwing to Newcastle halfway through their half, down our left.
We 4-0 predictions, not looking so great so far, is it?
I'm not even sure about the 2-1, to be honest with you. I mean, I could see this being a 0-0 here at this rate.
There's been that one moment of quality with Isak bursting through, but he should have finished it personally.
George won the ball down our left here. He's in line with the box. He's just let the ball run away from him and he's lost it. And Palace clear the lines up there, right our left, to absolutely nobody actually. So good opportunity for Newcastle to reset themselves here. Have a bit of possession, which we haven't had a lot of in the last 5 or 10 minutes. It's a beautiful ball inwards, but Biggie couldn't control it. And it's bouncing around a bit. We need somebody to get on top of it.
At the minute, isn't it?
It is. And Joe's trying to do something. He's just giving the ball straight back to Palace. And Joe Linton tries to redeem himself. Barges Ayew off the ball just on the halfway line. He gets a free kick against him, and Ayew goes down holding his side.
You know, we started the game quite bright and bubbly, but since 20 minutes or so, 20 minutes in, it's been virtual Palace.
There was nothing in that free kick. It was just a bloody barge, shoulder barge, a normal friggin' shoulder barge. Newcastle have the ball, however. Nice bit of play to really, almost to release Isak, big dog. But Palace are looking pretty comfortable at the back here. It's like Newcastle are trying to play a counter-attack.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit concerning, to be quite honest with you. And Palace are doing very well to win the second balls, and they've just won a bloody free kick from Willock this time, just over the halfway line. It's Ayew again. No, it's not. It's metadata. There's absolutely nothing in that. Get up, you fanny.
Foul by Willock. Again, very good play. Mitchell, very important. Every time I see him, such an important
Come
player.
on, GT, 985.
You know, one door shuts at Brentford.
I wonder who that is.
So now he looks like he's born to play.
That is my mate Gavin.
Yeah.
He'll be taking the piss.
Well, thankfully, Palace didn't make anything of that and went out for a goal kick to Newcastle. 30 minutes and a half.
Now, if we can get the first goal, that's going to open Palace up because they're going to have to come and attack. Because they're not going to sit back and defend just a 1-0 goal against them. They're going to have to come for us. So that's going to open them up. It's going to play into our hands. So getting that first goal is going to be crucial, I reckon.
We've got to get ahead of the ball first, though. It's just, I was going to say, it's just what the commentator said. It's pretty edgy. It's just a bit niggly, a bit scrappy, lots of loose balls, lots of seconds, a few fouls flying in that aren't really fouls, you know. Not very much in front of goal. Here comes Palace down Newcastle's right wing, left wing rather, their right.
Brentford are 1-0 up against Leeds, and would you like to have a guess who scored?
Brentford.
Tony.
Ivan Toney.
Yeah.
What a surprise. From the pen. Penalty spot.
Penalty spot, right? Yeah. I think we're really missing that quality in midfield here. We're missing the ingenuity of
just hold on to the ball.
But that's what I mean. I mean, Bruno does that, doesn't he? He's very clever with the ball.
Yeah.
But here's Palace, look. They're right in front of Newcastle's box. Almost gets past 2 or 3 of our players. And then all we can do is just dig it out to the halfway line and almost give the ball straight back.
Ryan Fraser plays football like when I used to create myself on FIFA or Pro Evolution Soccer. About 5'2" and running as fast as I possibly can. Just doesn't look right.
I like Ryan Fraser.
And
Newcastle win a free kick right on the halfway line.
We seem to be playing more 4-5-1 today than 4-3-3.
I think Isak is definitely isolated up front, yeah.
Yep.
But is that a result of the way Palace are not sitting back like we might have expected? Or is that just because we're so shit that Palace don't have to and they realise they can come at us instead? So Newcastle have had 1 shot on target, Palace have had 3, but they've had 6 attempts, Newcastle have had 3. It's a long ball towards in the box, falls loose to Isak, and it's well defended. I think it goes out for corner, it does, to Newcastle, defended by Zakore. Let's check to Cody. And it's going to be... Who's taking this? Target again?
Trippier, I think.
On the left?
Oh!
Shut up, you. Shut up. It's headed off the line. Down over the ball. Kicked in. It's over the line. It's over the bar. And it's went off the corner.
How did that not go in?
Oh, craggy man, you give me
what a header.
That would have been your Botman goal.
That was Sean Longstaff with a header, I think. Aye, it was.
Beautiful save, man, dude. Beautiful. Full stretch, palm of the hand save from the keeper. And
why didn't Botman put his laces through that rather than side-footed?
I think Joe Linton could have had a stab at goal there as well. Here comes Trippier on the right-hand side, taking in the corner. Outswing it. It's defended. Can't start posting feed. And Newcastle win a very handy free kick just against the touchline, just outside Newcastle, outside Crystal Palace's box, so probably 20 yards. And there's another opportunity to load up the box here. Nice to see a bit of pressure from Newcastle now, though. This is exactly what we need to see. Craig, you were just saying it. Good time to get a goal. 35 minutes. Let's see what Palace are about if we can get ahead. Target's going to take this one. Crystal Palace have everyone back by those things. And it's an outswinger. It's well defended. It comes loose to someone. It's just flims are flying everywhere here. It's off the post. Oh my word. It's off the post. I'm not sure who took it.
Miggy, I think.
And it's still with Newcastle. The crowd is roaring. Come on, Newcastle. Newcastle still with the ball down there, right? No, right, rather. And we're trying to make something happen here with Miggy and Botman, I think. And Miggy's just barged off the ball, and the linesman blatantly puts up his flag. And that's a very handy free kick again to Newcastle. And it did look pretty soft, I have to say. But it is Miggy, isn't it? And
good technique from Miggy.
Keeper's rooted. It takes a deflection. It bounces on the outside of the post and goes to safety for Crystal Palace.
Ain't sure the way that's in.
Listen to the crowd.
So close.
Here comes an outswinger again from Trippier. 36 minutes. Come on, Newcastle. Out it goes. Beautiful ball. It's just too much on it. It skims off the head of Botman again, I think. It goes out for throw-in, far end to Palace. Brilliant bit of pressure from Newcastle. We've got to make these things count. Oh my word, what a header that was. From Lungy. What a header from Lungy that was. And some last gasp defending from Palace. Go on, Craig.
I mentioned in before kickoff how Decore will have a cracking game. He's the one that cleared it off.
It's falling free to Newcastle, and it's just saved again. Take a drink of beer, and suddenly the action's in Newcastle's favour. It was just off Ryan Fraser. It makes its way through the middle of the box. It falls to Fraser. His first touch takes it away from him. Gives the keeper just about enough time to come out and smother it. And it goes out for a corner off the defender. So this is brilliant pressure, this, from Newcastle. It's just corner after free kick after corner. Got to make it count. Keeper's staying down. He looks like he's going to need a bit of treatment here. If his knee.
Terrible time wasting, lads, eh?
Yeah.
That's all got to be added on.
Boom off the pitch.
I'm not sure who it was earlier on. I think even before kickoff, someone said that if a keeper gets injured, it doesn't get added on for extra time. Don't know how much truth is in that, to be honest, but I'm sure I've seen that in the comments earlier on.
I'm not sure. I know the goalkeeper's a free sub, innit? So Newcastle have had 4 corners, Palace have had 1. Just seen a shot of Longy talking to Botman here. Botman's a big lad, like. How tall is Botman? Like 6'6" or so. 6'5".
Aye.
And he's still not as big as Botman.
There's a photo of him in pre-season where he was towering over Big Joe, and that takes some doing, to be honest.
Aye. Right, so back in play here. Target with the outswinger. It's defended initially, but it forced this long. It bounces off Willock, I think, and it goes out again, and it's been given as an offside.
Mate, I tell you what, the players need to have lights on the shirt so that when the ball hits them, the ding and light, ding ding, in ball today.
It really is, isn't it? 39 minutes just ticking over here. Palace with a goal kick. Chance to get a breather, really. That's been a friendly.
What does it think has changed in this last 7-8 minutes where, we just couldn't get into the game, and now we've just been, I think we must have 90% possession this last 7-8 minutes.
I think it's just the case that you get one and then you get another and then you get another and you get another and you just keep on rolling with it. It's like snowballs a little bit. And it's a beautiful ball from Willock. Releases Almiron. He's in Palace's box. It tries to feed it to Isak. And he wins a corner off Anderson. And Newcastle still with the impetus, still with the initiative to go and win this thing.
Why can't he use the right foot?
To be honest with you, even if that ball had cleared the first man, it wouldn't have reached anybody. It was one of those ones where you needed to drag it back and take his time.
Yeah, you have to hit it to the 4 post there, right? And hope you either entice the defender to hit it or the keeper has to make a save. And Yeah, you get a rebound.
And the corner's gone long. It's with Joe Linton now on the other side of the field, and he's surrounded by 2 men here. He's doing what he should have done against Liverpool when we had the ball and there was 1 minute to go, and that is to sit in the corner and run the clock down. Of course, he's not trying to run the clock down here, but that's exactly what he should have done against Liverpool, and he didn't. And we all know what happened.
I think with Miggy crossing it, not using it, he's naturally left-footed, so he's got to cut back if he wants to cut it and get the cross in properly. Otherwise, I think you're just going to slice it and it goes out for a goal kick. But that means his play is predictable. You just know he's just going to pull it back at some point, which really weird because ASM's got to do the same, but ASM's got the trickery to get past the player to get in the box. I just don't think Miggy has that.
No, he does. And I don't know if you just saw it there. Dan Watson just mentioned it there, but old mate in the crowd there, big lad, in his sandy coloured polo shirt. Yeah, he's like, "Oh man, ref man, you daft cunt, fucking time ref man." Because Palace are running the clock down a little bit. Oblivious to how much time we wasted at Danfield. 41 minutes. Newcastle
here's
with the
Isak.
ball. Isaac's in the box here. He's surrounded. He's lost the ball. And Palace, he had 2 men around him in fairness. And it was well defended in the end. And the ball's all the way back with Pope now. Popey.
Yeah, it's looking at the position of the players now, right? We're about 10 yards further up the pitch than we were in the first 30 minutes.
I think it's just a case of those corners and those free kicks that we got there, Dex. I think it's just giving the players a bit of a chance to load up the box over and over and over again. Of course, the crowd's lifting them as well. Just won another free kick right now, 42 minutes. Halfway through their half on our right, their left. Another chance to load the box. It's going to be Trippier with a right-footed kick into the box once we're ready, which we're not right now, I don't think. A barrage on Barrack Road. There you go. Right,
Forest are beating Bournemouth and Spurs are beating Fulham now.
Yeah. It's Fulham.
Botman again, huh?
Botman as the striker at the far end of the post. And Trippier finds it with a beautiful ball to the far end. Palace can't handle it. It falls to Botman, who kicks on the outside of his left foot, and it's saved. It's saved.
Good save. Good save.
This is more like
Lovely shot, though.
How are Newcastle, man?
Really hard to get in the near post from that angle.
Oh, absolutely. All you got to do is kick it towards the goal. You never know what might happen, you know. A retreating player can kick it in for you, get an own goal. Here comes the corner kick. It's going to be an in-swinger this time. In it goes. It's headed behind for another corner, I think, is it? No, it's been given a goal kick.
We're knocking on the door, we're knocking on the door.
Yeah, it actually hits Botman. I don't think Botman's expecting it. It goes to a crowd of people. It basically smashes them in the face.
Aye.
Goes wide for a Palace free kick. Palace goal kick.
Lee, do you want to share your thoughts on Newcastle players going to the World Cup? I know you were quite vocal on it yesterday.
Fuck them. I don't want any. I'm sorry if anybody's a little bit, doesn't like the language there, but fuck them. I don't want any Newcastle player going up to the World Cup. I'm still pissed off about Michael Owen doing that and come back absolutely freaking crocked. And Fat Fred having to go to the courts to win £1 million back in compensation, all that bullshit. Fuck him. I don't want him to go to the World Cup. Sit at home, have a rest, eat some biscuits, and then get what you do. Here comes Miggy down the right hand side. He's just on the corner of Palace's box. He's looking for options. He finds Isak. Isak takes a kick. It's well saved. It's too close to the keeper. And Newcastle still pushing. Thumbs up from Isak to Miggy for that feed. But no, bollocks to them.
Look at that comment.
So, Dan, what's on you from Washington, are you?
I love it.
Because he went to a school in Fatfield in Washington, in the Northeast. I grew up in Washington.
You don't sound American.
Washington. Now that's the original. Well, it's Washington Newtown. It's based on the Old Town, which is the original one. That's where George Washington's ancestral family came from. Got a fact for you there. 2 minutes extra time, which is an absolute piss take. And Zaha tries to Cruyff his way to freedom and somehow gets a throw in. It looked like he did it himself. It wasn't Zaha, sorry, it was Snoop Dogg. 45 and a half minutes, 2 minutes being played extra time.
I tell you where we've looked good in this last 15 minutes is we've just bypassed the midfield.
At the pool, people in Washington.
Instead of trying to play it out from the back and playing it through the midfield, we've just gone straight through it.
Yeah. Do you think we're bypassing midfield? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. If you look, if you look at there's been some early balls played, runs by Miggy, Isak. I think releasing the ball early is kind of really helped us in just getting the ball up the pitch.
Well, it's 46 minutes. Palace are knocking on the door a little bit here outside Newcastle's box. Newcastle have everyone back by the looks of things. Miggy almost got a breakaway there, but he was robbed. Still with Palace. I suppose now in this situation, you just want to see the game out. Shaw beats Zaha far too easy, but gives the ball straight back to Palace. And it's fallen loose to Palace. They're going to get a shot away, and it's right down the throat of Popey. And it's not going to be much longer before it becomes half time. It's 46 and a half minutes. Newcastle have the ball down there left. Finds Fed Longy, I think. Or Joe, rather. Joe tried to feed the ball, lost it, got it straight back. Here's Willock, shout of man on from the crowd. Here's Miggy, he's got Trippier and overlap, he doesn't use them. He's looking for options inside. He tries to find space. He goes down like a sack of shit. Gets nothing, and that is half time. 0-0.
Probably on the face of it, should be at least 1-0 up.
Let's wait to see the stats here, but there's been some pretty decent saves by Guata in the Palace box. Truth be told, Pope hasn't had a difficult save yet, has he? It's basically been down his throat every single time. Dex, do you think we need to continue this tactic of long ball over midfield? Because it's not a great advert for your own midfield if you're just willing to bypass them.
I wouldn't say that it's gone over them. It's just gone through them, right? We've just, rather than trying to run the ball into Palace's end, they've just been passing it and passing early, and Miggy or Fraser or Isak's been running onto it, which is really what we should be doing, right? Like, I think what was happening earlier was we're playing 4-5-1 and we're just condensed and going further back. And what it looks like what that's allowed us to do is for the defense to step 10 yards further up the pitch and us keep the ball in Palace's half.
So if we're playing 4-5-1, why? Because Eddie Howe prefers the 4-3-3, as we all know.
I think we're just...
Is the way Palace are playing? Are we just tired? Is it everything?
I think we're just tired, right? We kind of had that early spell, first 5 minutes, where we were on top, and then Palace got into the game. And I think as soon as Palace got to get into the game, probably that's when you haven't got possession, you're tired, you're thinking, I haven't got the legs to go chasing this, and you just naturally step deeper. Plus, I think probably wary of Zaha, right? You don't be wanting to give him space behind to run into.
Yeah, he's the main threat. Yeah. Craig, what's your take on how that half has gone?
We should be 1-0 up at least, I reckon. I think 1-0 would be a fair result to maybe push them up a bit. You definitely should have scored. Isak, I think he should have put either side of the keeper rather than trying to go over the top.
Man.
Yeah, that to me was the easiest chance of the game. We did have a goal cleared off the line from Decore. I said he'd have a pretty important game, and he's done so far. So that again was literally maybe a foot away from going over the line, and the keeper was left stranded. So that would have been in. It's been tough. It's been frustrating. It hasn't been the prettiest of games, but we've created the more chances. We've limited them to shots from outside the box. hopefully we can get that little bit extra quality. Eddie rips him a new one at half time and says, "You're not playing the way I tell you to. Let's get it done this way. Let's get that first goal, and then we'll take it from there."
First goal, though, you would say is still, vitally important. I mean, it usually is important, obviously, but I mean, in a game where it's 0-0 half time, you've got to score the next goal, and you've got to score the first goal.
It is. We've already we went down, or we went behind against Man City. We pulled it back, and we're certainly capable of doing it. So going to goal behind, I'm not worried as long as there's still time on the clock. But obviously, I'd much rather get the first goal just so there's that bit of breathing space.
Mm-hmm. Dex, 2 minutes of added time there. Is that about right, you reckon?
Well, I think he played, an extra 17 seconds? It was
Taking the piss.
terrible.
However, man! However!
Yeah. I was expecting Miggy to have a shot and it go in and then blow like the whistle just as the ball's left his foot.
Well, it's not often Miggy takes a shot and it goes in, though, to be absolutely fair with you. I still say that game against Palace last season actually was a bloody fluke. You know, that one of the top bins where you just outside of his left foot, I think it was. I mean, it was a beautiful goal, but he just doesn't score those goals normally, does he? Pretty sure that was a bloody fluke. Like, all right, I'm going to.
On the goal thing, though, I think if you look at every goal we've scored this season, they've all been really well worked goals. There's not been like a scrappy, kind of goal mouth clearance or a dodgy deflection or anything like that. So I think we're kind of due. We're due to get a scrappy one. I think this could be the game, looking at how it's gone first half.
Palace they are actually defending the numbers at the back, and they're doing a fairly good job at times of killing our forward moves. But at the same time as well, as you said, Dex, it's also a bit of pinball, isn't it? It's as one of the guys in the comments said, it's like watching the 8-year-olds trying to figure out trying to get rid of the ball, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to take a short leak. I'm going to go. How many goals did Haaland score yesterday? No, wait. Was it yesterday?
Hat-trick.
Was it another hat-trick, was it?
Yeah. First half hat-trick. So I think he's on 10 for the season, Premier League goals.
9.
9.
9 in 5. He's a beast.
It's insane, isn't it?
He's my fantasy football captain, I tell you what. Right, I'm going to take a quick leak. I'll be back in a minute.
So how do you see the second half panning out then, Dex? More of the same?
Yeah, I think we might come out with like every game, with the exception of the Liverpool game and maybe it's Brighton. I think we've been better in the second half. Kind of come out strong. But then that last, I think Wolves, we finished really strongly. Man City, obviously, you're holding on then, but we were kind of 60 minutes the better team. So I think we'll probably come out 15 minutes, and if we get ahead, I'm just a little bit concerned that we're then going to sit back and let Palace back into the game just because we're tired and we've then got something to defend. So I think we're gonna have to use all 5 subs today, I think, and take advantage of it.
Speaking of subs, and I'll ask yourself and those watching on the live stream, would you make any subs at half time? And if so, who?
I haven't really seen Willock in the game that much, and I just think Anderson might give us more of a kind of attacking threat, link up with Isak a bit and give him some support. Miggy's running his heart out, but there's no end product, so you could effectively replace him with Murphy, where you're going to get the same amount of energy and running, but you're not kind of going to expect anything from it. I'd be reluctant to bring Wood on, to be honest, because I think, again, if Isak's on, it gives something for the Palace defenders to worry about. Whereas, if Wood comes on, unless we're just going to hump it up the pitch and hope he can hold on to it and keep firing balls into the box, I don't see how he's going to change things for us, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's Wood, he just doesn't have the mobility that Isak or Wilson offers, and it's something that we rely on for our style of play. Yeah. He's not going to knock Wood. He's been a fantastic player for what we needed for when Wilson was crocked for those 6 months or however long it was. But yeah, he is the number 3 striker now. And depending on how Isak performs over the next few weeks, as apparently Wilson is a little bit behind on his recovery for the injury, Wilson might not even find himself the number 1 striker when he comes back.
Yeah. Oh, Fabian Shaw's got his burger.
Well, Fab.
That's Burger King with the old Nick Pope thing. Nick Pope. Even Nick Pope's in Nick Pope.
Now, there's a question for you, lads. Does the league table position now or at the end of the game matter at this early stage in the season? Because at the minute we're sat 11th as it stands. Is that important to you right now?
I think it would be important if we were bottom, because it's one of those things that feeds into confidence, and the one thing you don't want is to, right at the start of the season, is to be already losing confidence. But I think where we are right now, we've got points on the board. We've had some pretty good performances. We've only won 1 game, to be fair, but we've drawn 3 and lost that one against Liverpool, which is bullshit, by the way. But the performances have been there. The one against Man City in particular was very encouraging. So I think right now it's just a case of going as we are, keep going, keep building on what we're doing. Like, for example, if I was Aston Villa, I'd probably have a different answer for you, but that's just me. I don't know, Dex, what do you reckon?
Yeah, mate, I feel exactly the same way. You got to look at it. The Wolves game last year, that's a point we didn't get last year. Man City, it's a point we didn't get last year. So you kind of look at those games when we've gone into them, taking the game and expecting to get something from it, which 12 months ago, even 7 months ago, 8 months ago, we wouldn't have expected it. So I think we've got to, everybody's expecting us to beat Palace today, and Palace are, I think we're probably, at the minute, at a similar level to where they are. So I think kind of confidence-wise, it's just important that I think we focus on the performances and get the players back, and then look to try and kick on. But I think everybody on the pod's unanimous, right? If we can get top 10, top 8 in a cup run, we'll take that as progress. And there's a lot of players to bet in. I think it's not like last season where we had that burden of not getting the win. We've got that monkey off our backs first game.
Exactly.
Got some great results. We can look back at Liverpool and go, hey, that was a point we had kind of stolen from us. So all of that stuff, I just I'm not concerned at all. We're not going to be we're not going to be in Man City at the end of the season, so who cares really?
But as long as we're closer to Man City than Leicester, at least as far as the table's concerned right now, and I think we're doing fine.
Well, look, we're 1 win from a Champions League spot, right? So,
well, yeah, that takes up to 10 points, doesn't it? And presumably, let's say we had 2+ goal difference. So, yeah, I mean, straight up to 5th. Obviously, Liverpool have got to get to come. But is this as it stands, or is this? I'm not sure what this is.
As it stands, we are in 11th.
Grade 6, it must be. Is it?
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah. So if it stays a draw, we'll have 7 points.
So there's the loss, and then win, 3 draws, and loss. That's your 5. Yeah, and this is the 6th.
We're on 6 points. We're on 6 points now.
So we'll get another 2. So it takes up to 9.
It's got us drawing the game right now, so that takes us up to 7.
It takes up to 7. Exactly right. Yeah. Well, which of course Man United have a game to play as well. What do you reckon, Dix, of Dubravka's move to Man United?
Look, I mean, it's disappointing, but I can't blame the guy, right? Like, he's been number 1. He's now clearly number 2. Right? He's not from Newcastle, so I think that there's a case to say that there's a bit of kind of kudos or bragging rights for him to say that he's played for Man U. Back to the folks at home, he's going to be getting paid more money. He's been awesome for us. I'd love to see him stay, but I can understand him going, right. And I'm not going to cast any aspersions at him. I think he's given his all for the club. Like, let's just kind of wish the guy well and hope things work out for him.
I think that's absolutely right. And my only concern, I think I tweeted this, my only concern really was that, let me just get some stats here. So possessions 50-50, 14 shots to 7 in Newcastle's favour, 5-4 on target in Newcastle's favour. Passes about the same, 172 to 189. Successful, 132 to 142, so still the same. 6 corners to their 1. And I think that said 6 fouls to their 1 as well. So pretty much evens, But come back to the point, I think I said on Twitter that the thing about the loan move that was really getting me back up was that all the talk from all the various sources, Fab Romano, and even all the press, there wasn't any mention of a loan fee. All we heard about was the
2 million loan fee.
Right, but that came out on Friday when he was actually confirmed as gone. But all the talk up to that point was that it was going to be a 5 or 6 million option to make it permanent. And we don't even know what the conditions are of the particular options, or the particular conditions to make that option permanent. And it very much felt, especially given the way they fucked us around with Lingard and Henderson for that matter, funny enough. Exactly right. Well, that's just Shearer's boots, exactly what I'm just coming on to. So Man United really took the piss. And they wanted some like 12 million quid staying up fee if they're going to get Lingard on top of a loan fee as well. And so they did us absolutely no favours. They basically probably strung us along a little bit as well. And yet, here they are with Dubravka. They tap him up. They do, which it used to be illegal, but I think they're giving up on trying to enforce that one now. Everyone seems to do it. So they can turn his head, agree personal terms with him and blah, blah, blah. Then they come to the club and say, well, look, we've basically tapped up your money. What you're going to do about it is now your problem to deal with. And Newcastle could have quite easily just not ended up in the squad and stuck him in the reserves and left it at that, if that's the way it was going to be, and played hardball with Man United. But what we seem to have done instead is to kind of not necessarily bent over and took it up the rear, but because we did get a 2 million quid fee. So there's that. And there is also a recall option as well, apparently.
In January,
so we do have, though, can it only be activated in January, can it?
I think, depending on the circumstances, January we can recall him. I also think they're paying 100% of his wages as well. So whether that'll help in January with further transfers, who knows?
Well, look, good luck to the lads. But I think, as Shearer's boots alluded to, I feel a little bit like we could have rinsed them a little bit more for that one, or at least.
Fully agree.
Because what we've done now is we've weakened ourselves.
The club positioned it, which is, if you look at what happened with Man U and Lingard, he left on, very, very sour. And I think they've done this more as a, favour to Dubravka than a one to Man United, which
but ultimately it weakens us. It weakens our options.
It kind of does, but I think if a player doesn't want to be there, they seem really protective, everybody, how the owners around the culture that they're building and this togetherness. And I think you're better off, if players don't want to be here, you're better off them not being here. You look, but
it was Man United. It was Man United.
Look at the problems they've got culturally, right? Like, the place stinks, and I think they're probably going, look, what's the point in keeping dead fish? They're just gonna stink the place out.
Well,
not that I want to United any favors, but I'm normally pretty vocal about the owners not doing a good thing, and I think they've probably done the right thing here.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. I just feel like we could have done a little bit more against Man United rather than sort of, Anyway, the game has restarted. It's the second half. Not much has happened just yet in the first minute. That's a foul, surely, ref. It's not given on Willock, I think. So Palace have the ball in their own half here, and nothing looks particularly different just yet. No subs as far as I can tell.
No, everything is as it was.
Free kick against Zaha and Trippier. I'm not sure.
Anyway, happy Father's Day, lads.
Oh yeah, so it is.
Not a father.
Oh, piss off. Happy Father's Day, Dex. Good on you, mate. I saw that picture you put up on Twitter, by the way. It looked very nice. Well done.
Yeah,
Good
mate. Mate, they are.
I look forward to the day my kid isn't an absolute freaking Raji. And Crystal Palace picked the ball in a dangerous position here. And it's mopped up by Newcastle, but that looked a tad offside. And Newcastle are struggling to clear the lines here. And in fact, it has been given as offside. Has it? I don't know if that was the same incident or what, but anyway, Newcastle have the ball back in play. Going down their left. With Fryan. And Palace are playing a high press here. They're kind of making it very difficult for us to get our own half, but that's a lovely switch of play down our right. And just giving the ball away. So lazy. Speaking of which, so the Palace. So Newcastle have a throw in.
Those runs that Miggy's making out wide, though, they're allowing us to release that ball early.
Yeah. I just don't think we often have the skill and vision sometimes to actually pick him out. The amount of times he's done a run and it's been far too long, you know?
Yeah.
And that's a lovely header down to Miggy. He's fed Willock. It's just in line with the box in Palace's half. Man on to Longy, man. Listen to the crowd, you idiot. He's had the ball robbed off him. Fucking dawdling.
That was terrible.
So easy, that.
Newcastle had the box loaded. The crowd's going man on, and Longy's just like, ah! What do I do now? And he's lost the ball, giving the impetus back to Palace. And ultimately, they win a free kick in their own half.
It's those levels of inconsistency with Longstaff which are going to stop him from being a top-level player. Really, really frustrating. He done a lot of it against Wolves. Like, just first half, he was terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whether he's tired, whether he's just, again, not got a good spatial awareness, or just not listening to the crowd, like you said. It's so frustrating to watch.
You see Bruno on the ball, right? It's like before the ball comes to him, he's looking all the time, right? Just looking.
Absolutely right. And Palace going down for another foul from Isak this time. And he gets Isak to a yellow card, does he? Very good. That's a free kick Newcastle. Fair enough. Oh, stood in his hand, though. I don't know why that's a free kick, to be honest with you. But it is a free kick, 50 minutes. Newcastle in Palace's half, down Newcastle's right. Trippier over the ball. It's about 10 yards in the half. Lovely time to get a goal, I think. Get the crowd going again. How does Longstaff not hear the crowd, man? Fucking hell.
He's got it, hasn't he?
Fucking
I know some players say the zone out and stuff like that, but you can't have 50,000 people shouting at you.
Ball's whipped in by Trippier. To the far post, it's whipped over and it's an own goal! Yes! It's an own goal, is he giving it? Is he giving it? He's giving it!
On goal. On goal. Told you we would do a scrappy one.
Get in, Dex, you called it.
Oh, I think Willock's knocked out, like.
Willock's down, the keeper's down. I don't know if we should be
guarantee VR going to look at this because the keeper's down.
Yeah, he goes away, it's whipped in. Oh, it's an offside.
So is it? No.
No, it's not. It's not. It's an own goal.
He got pushed into the keeper. I think this could be chalked off, yeah, you know. But he's pushed in off his own player, though.
Yeah.
So, an assist
so
on Botman, if that's
does a header, and he pushes Willock into the keeper.
Yeah, he pushes Willock into the keeper. So how can that be ruled off?
I'll be an absolute fucking piss take if that gets ruled out. The Palace player pushes Willock into the Palace
Well, then it
keeper.
has to be a penalty, doesn't it?
The balls went in.
If he's pushed Willock into the keeper and Willock was going to head it in, that has to be a penalty.
The referee is talking to VAR. He's got his whistle in.
Can it not give this?
It's going to the VAR for a possible foul.
How?
What is the foul? It's got to be in Newcastle's favour, and the ball's in the back of the net, so just give us a fucking goal.
Yeah. Willock done no wrong at all. He's pushed into the keeper
Here comes the
by
VAR.
the Palace
So what we're
player.
looking at here.
There's nothing Willock could do there. Nothing.
He's pushed him in the back.
There cannot possibly be a foul from a Newcastle player. So this is either a penalty, or the referee says, "I'm just allowing that because it was Crystal Palace's foul anyway."
Mm.
And Willock does a heavy old colliding with the keeper, like.
The commentators
Well,
are
if the
saying it should stand.
Yeah.
So actually in our favour here, the commentators, which
What
is
the
a rare
fu-
thing these days.
What the fuck is VAR doing calling the referee across to have a look at this? That's blatantly obvious.
No goal.
No goal.
Every time they go up the pitch side, they
That
go
is
off.
shocking, man. How is that not a
That's
goal?
a fucking disgrace.
How the
That
fuck
is
is that not a goal?
disgusting. That is
Eh?
disgusting.
Foul
Foul.
from who? It's been given a foul against Willock.
Jesus
Are you
fucking Christ.
fucking
He's been pushed in the back.
Aye. Where's the foul there? No way.
What the fuck
No.
is that a foul?
Nah,
You're
bollocks to
fucking
that.
kidding. He was pushed into the bloody keeper.
It's
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
disgusting, this, man. Like, it is disgusting.
That's pathetic.
Oh, here,
Fuck
man.
me.
That is disgusting.
Fucking
Like,
bullshit. He's pushed.
it
in.
has to be a penalty if
the
you're not
Crystal
going to.
Palace player pushes
Yeah.
Willock into the keeper. Willock is in the air trying to get the ball. Willock has no control over his body at this point. He goes flat into the keeper, but he's been pushed into the keeper.
Mate,
The ball
this
then
is worse
rebounds
than
into the
this is worse than
defender.
the Chelsea. The
Into
Chelsea
defender, and it
penalty.
goes into the goal. There is not a chance in a million bloody years that is a foul by Willock. How can it be a foul by Willock? He's in the fucking air. He's been pushed while in the
Yeah.
air. What's he meant to do?
Fuck
Absolute
me.
fucking
That is
joke.
that's one of the worst decisions I've ever seen. If anything, there was a
Absolute
reason for
joke.
VAR to give the goal. That was it. There's no way the ref can look at that and say Willock fouled the keeper because you just didn't. I'm raging, absolutely fucking raging at that.
Fucking hell. Anderson
Fuck
looks
me.
like he's walked here. Maybe it's because I thought Willock was injured. That is an absolute piss take. Every time they
That's-
call the VAR, the referee to the line, you're going to turn it over. But in this case, it was fucking clear. He was pushed
Yeah.
while in the middle of the air. He's in the air. He gets shoved into the keeper. How is that a foul by Willock?
It can't be. It
Oh,
just
man.
it is Lee Mason on VAR. So clearly, friggin' Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles.
Absolute joke. Free kick to Palace. Of course it is.
VAR, the VAR. I think we need to.
Who was in chat who said Lee Mason on VAR? What do you reckon? Fucking hell, what a call that was.
He shouldn't be allowed anywhere near the thing now.
I cannot understand where the logic comes from that being a foul. There was no foul in the build-up
No.
from Willock. Willock goes for the ball and gets shoved into the keeper, then gets penalised for having a foul. Here comes Fraser anyway, he's fouled.
That should be yellow card then if that's a free kick.
Should be red,
This is
shouldn't
a-
it?
This
He's
is
last man.
Ward's
that
been
was
given a
a
yellow.
cover.
He was basically just sort of obstructing Fraser a little bit, and Fraser stops. He's got a hand on the shoulder, and Fraser just stops. I mean, it's pretty weak. Pretty weak.
You're putting it polite there, calling him a toss pot, mate. He's a fucking prick.
Got that right.
I tell you what, right? Like there has to be an investigation into this stuff. Like it's that bad that you have to be saying like, are these people getting paid off for spread betting? It's like,
I tell you what,
honestly, like, it's
crowd
like
on-
it's you cannot be consistently this shit.
I actually
No.
admire the next level fucking bullshit that was though. That's elite level bullshitting.
Yeah, that's the worst call I've seen in God knows how long. Like you mentioned, Dex,
Absolutely
like
ridiculous.
Murphy's foul at Chelsea at Stamford Bridge last season. That was
Handball.
worse than that by far. That was black and
Newcastle have
white.
a corner of the guy who really scored an own goal but then didn't. Fuck me.
It's a fucking joke.
Yeah, Shearer's boots. It was you. Yeah, spot on, mate. You called it. Not giving a Carroll. Just press that one. Ball's ripped into the corner. Palace really should be backs against the wall here. Newcastle need to be using this to drive themselves forward. This is a fucking injustice. I'm not for conspiracies, but that was so bad from the referees. I can barely believe it. And here comes Crystal Palace on the break here. Zaha's went down like he's lost the ball. Good, that was never a foul.
What's he asking for a foul for?
I don't know, he tried to cut back and he fucking fell over. Here comes Joe. He's got target. He's spread it into the middle. Isaac's well guarded and it's cleared by Palace for a throw into Newcastle. I think
Thanks for the reference to Tooves as well. Legend.
What?
Jeff Toovey, Sea Eagles, legend.
And here come Palace. Zaha just above fed metadata there. And it's handball by the referee. Fuck off, man. This is getting ridiculous. Here comes Miggy's all the way through the centre. He's fed Fraser on the wing. He's got three in the middle. Miggy's asking for it and he's kicked it. To be honest with you, if that defender hadn't gotten there, that was going straight in the keeper's hands. It's gone out for a Newcastle corner. That was not a great ball by Fraser. Lovely work by Mickey. Handball from the ref. Ball's already back in play here. Trippier feeds strong low stuff. He feeds Joe Linton. Joe Linton feeds back to Longy. They don't really know what to do. And it's been Brendan. Oh,
Meggy, man.
Chipped over the top to Miggy, who drags it wide of the post. Probably would have been called offside or fucking foul or something. God knows. That's it. I need my tinfoil hat. This is getting fucking ridiculous. No, he was onside actually. He's onside. Nice bit of control on his chest, in all fairness.
Did Anderson come on before? Was Willock still on the pitch?
No, he was getting warmed up because Willock was down. No, he didn't come on.
I can't fucking believe that decision. That's got me well and truly knocked. That has.
I'm just impressed. I think I'm just impressed.
I don't understand how you give somebody a foul when they've been pushed in the back.
I'm just impressed by it.
How can...
It's one thing for VAR to say the ref, have a look.
Right. If you look at it from the other angle, you can see that he clearly pushes the guy in the back. They don't show the ref on the pitch that angle.
The referee's looking at it. What's he saying that we're not? Newcastle 15 attempts to Crystal Palace's 7. 5 on target to their 4. So we've been a little bit prolific with our shots here.
I think Alex was just offside of that one, Shearer's boots. Maybe, not too sure though.
I think he was offside. Isaac was offside. Miggy wasn't. And it's with Palace in their own half here, just towards the halfway line. Newcastle winning. It's not a foul. Piss off. The fucking referee's losing the game here. Any tackle's getting blown as a foul. Palace are going to make a change.
He's having some poppers before he gets on that, lad.
But he's also
off the rock shots afterwards.
Stick it on the radiator. Have a bit of fun. Here's Joe with the ball, spread it wide to target. Newcastle have 3 up front here, and he's found Isaac. He's looking for options. He tries to feed Fraser, I think, but he was behind him. And Newcastle still trying to do something here. Crystal Palace have won it back. It's with Ayew. And they've got a runner. He's found him. Metadata takes a terrible shot towards the keeper. Pope just stands there and says, "Thank you very much." And rolls it back into play. And that's now down Newcastle's right, just over halfway. Ball's fed forward to Isaac. He's got a little bit of space, but the keeper manages to get there first. He's a very, very dangerous pass to his defender. Almost cut out by Miggy. Still struggling to get rid of it. And they do eventually at about the 3rd attempt. And Joe needs to win that. He doesn't. And it's with Palace still on the halfway line. And Willock puts a foot in and wins it back for Newcastle. Is this going to be one of those games where we legitimately scored a goal, albeit an own goal, and we come out with nothing at the end of this?
It's looking that way, isn't it?
Is someone getting a sinking feeling?
Yeah.
Fucking can't believe it, man. He's in the air. He gets shoot. Yeah, how the fuck is that a foul by Willock? I don't get it. Fucking ridiculous.
It shouldn't be. It can't be.
And that shouldn't be. But the bloody referee looks at the VAR screen on the side and goes, I think Willock fouled him. Fouled him with his slipstream. I don't know how he did it. Fucking ridiculous.
Like this is the thing, though, right? Like, I mean, it was inconclusive, right? That he got pushed in the back, and the defender pushed him into his keeper, and then puts the ball into his own net. So It's either got to be a goal or a penalty.
There's no ambiguity, Dex. There's just no ambiguity. It's there in full Technicolor. There's no way that is even if it wasn't what you just said. How was it a foul by Willock? Even if it wasn't what you said, how did Willock foul someone? What did he do? Like nut a pigeon that was passing by or something? Like near sparring and nuts or something. It's just bullshit, man.
So when this goes to review, Match of the Day, Sky Sports, BT Sports, wherever, any of those big ones, they have to look at that and say there is absolutely no way there's justification for that goal to be ruled out. Some of them, they are 50-50, and it is a case of personal opinion where is it a goal, is it a foul, whatever. There's no debate on this one. There was zero foul whatsoever. There was absolutely nothing Willock could have done to get out the way of that push. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
It's the most black and white case of VAR getting it wrong you will ever see.
Unbelievable. What's the fucking point of VAR if they can get that wrong?
Yeah.
How can you get that wrong? Palace have made a triple sub.
It's baffling. If we don't win this now, it'll be a fucking travesty.
Well, I've made a triple sub, Palace, and Newcastle haven't made any changes just yet. Izzy, Mitchell, and someone else went off, and I didn't even see who came on. So Palace have 3 fresh legs right now. Newcastle still sticking with the same team on 63 minutes. There's got to be some tired legs kicking in here. There's got to be some lactic acid building.
Yeah, I was saying in the break when you were away, like how has to use
Palace in the box.
Substitutions today.
Shots blocked. Shaw with a headed clearance.
And I think he has to be bringing them in now, right? Like
still with Palace on the edge of the box. Another blocked shot. Newcastle struggling to clear the lines. They do eventually at the 3rd or 4th attempt by Joe Linton. Goes off the throw into Palace. I always think 60 minutes is usually a good time to bring on a sub or 2. You know, it gives them half an hour to get into the game, you know.
Yeah.
If you sit them at half time, I'm going to give you 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You know, go out there, show me what you got. Show me what you got. And if you haven't, I'm going to make a tackle. That's not a foul. This referee is getting on my absolute tits here. So Matt Target, Alicia tries to kick the ball past him. Matt Target turns around. Alicia runs into the back of him and gives a free kick away.
You know who this ref is, don't you? This is the same ref that done the Cambridge FA Cup game back in January.
The 3-1 or whatever it was.
The 1-0.
Oh.
Aye. It's the same ref.
Is he Wanky McWankface? Is that his name, is it?
It looks like it, doesn't it? Couldn't McCunthead.
This is the free kick to Crystal Palace. Their right, our left. Just in line with the edge of the box. Just to the left of it. In Newcastle's direction. To the right of theirs. It's going to be an in-swinger. Everyone's back for Newcastle. This will be an absolute kick in the bollocks. It's easily defended by Botman, but it falls loose. The shot is smothered. It's another shot, and that is wide. Botman's been brilliant today, by the way.
He has, been allowed. Yeah.
I love a defender who's a threat up front as well. I mean, as much as I don't rate Lascelles as much of a defender, he's pretty effective up front on set pieces and corners and that kind of thing. You know, he's pretty good at nutting it in.
It's been a joke, Daniel, an absolute joke today.
It's absolute piss take. How do you foul somebody when you're in the air and you're getting pushed? Yeah. So it had to have been a foul on the keeper. That's all they could have given. But he was fucking pushed into the keeper. Oh, it's going to be my tits and all.
Going to R7 VS, VAR was for a foul on Izzy in the build-up from other Palace fans.
Well, that's not what they looked at on the screen.
It's not what they showed on the screen. No, absolutely. If that's true, then fair enough if there's a foul. But that's not what they showed on the screen. That's not what the referee looked at.
Nah, absolutely not.
And Newcastle have just... Ryan Fraser just brought down a Palace player heading towards goal. One of those classic professional fouls, gets a yellow card.
That's AU, man.
Just let him go. He's fucking useless. Jordan Ayew's hopeless.
Is he the ex-Mackham?
No, he played for Swansea, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, did.
There's 2 of them, isn't there now? One of them played for Sunderland.
Yeah.
Jordan is just fucking, it's like shoulder. Here comes a Palace free kick, central. Pope's come out, he's punched it. He could have probably caught that. Hits it and keep us a punch. It's still loose to Palace there, and it looked a bit offside, but Botman was clearing them on. Newcastle tried to clear the ball, but they've given a throw in.
This is one thing that does frustrate me about how he seems to leave it very late to bring on
subs. Yeah, I know. And these guys have just been playing on Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly.
So the legs will be killing them. Throw into Palace on the halfway line, down there right. And it's been, we've been a bit quiet. Here comes, oh, fuck me. Jacob Murphy's coming on, Craig.
Fantastic. So if he wins with a game, I'll be happy.
And but the good news is Anderson's coming on as well.
Good.
So I reckon probably Willock and Miggy.
Yeah, if Miggy comes off,
Fraser.
I mean, Miggy
Fraser,
doesn't score or get.
Fraser, Miggy probably.
Miggy doesn't score or make assists either, so I guess Murphy's a kind of like for like, really.
Oh, fuck me. Here come Palace. Two wingers are offside. If he passes it then, Ayew takes a shot. It's absolutely terrible. Fucking shoulder barge on the keeper, ref. Come on, ref. Pope's trying to come out of his box to take a throw and he gets shoulder barged. Nothing given. Of course not. But I would imagine Miggy and I imagine he's replacing the wingers, isn't he, really? Miggy and Fraser, Fine Razor. 68 minutes with Palace in their own box. And we need to do something here because this game is just drifting by now. We do look tired.
You get the idea that Palace had settled for a 0-0 draw now, like.
I think
I would, to be honest.
This is where this team's going. I think we probably end up settling for it as well because we're looking very tired. I haven't seen Longy do much of anything in this game.
Not yet.
Oh, well done, Joe Linton. He just does enough to release Target, who almost makes his man to feed Ryan Fraser. Just cut out by Anderson, and Newcastle are going to make their subs by the looks of things just before their throw in, which is almost next to their corner flag.
Have a gun. So Miggy comes off.
Miggy and Fraser, it'll be them two, I bet you. Jeez, I got ginger that.
Fraser, I get because he's booked. That just makes sense. Miggy looks a bit dejected there, to be honest. Like
Miggy's not happy. He's not coming off with a smile.
He's not done much wrong.
But I think we need fresh legs. He'll be protected for the next game, but he doesn't appreciate that right now.
The one thing that will happen though, in providing we can get the ball to him, is Murphy will get a cross in because he is naturally right-footed.
Yeah. You'll hit the post, right? And Isak might be able to.
So a double sub, not a triple. Palace made a triple, we made a double. So here comes Target with a throw in anyway. Straight to Anderson, still with Target. Little ding to Joe, tries to beat his man, still feeds Target, whips into the box, it's corner to Newcastle. That's
the first time we've seen Target get forward, actually.
Yeah, he hasn't he's done a little bit, but he hasn't been the proper bombing fullback that you sometimes associate with him. But I think we've been a little bit cautious. I think we're just too tired to do what we did against Liverpool, for example. Ball whips in, easily defended. And Newcastle look to recycle. It's whipped into the mix. Chested down to Chested down to Willock, who tried to feed somebody, but they weren't quite on the. No, it was Isak. Sorry, they weren't quite on the same wavelength. You really want Isak on the end of that, not starting it. And Palace doing the best to run the clock down here. And Palace have just given the ball straight back to Newcastle. So here's Joe. What's he going to do? He's fed Target down the wing here. He's got two men around him. He's got no options here. He's got nobody helping. He's somehow managed to find Joe Linton in the box. Joe Linton's cut back. He's dragged it back again. He's lost the ball. No, he's still got the ball. He's found Target again, who then kicks it out for a fucking goal kick.
I think it's Anderson that's up there.
It is, I.
Yeah.
Is it Anderson? Sorry.
Yeah.
Why did you just cross it there?
Hell of an effort from Joe to keep a control of that ball there, though. And Palace get the ball back in play. And here come Palace, actually, heading towards Newcastle's box. They found a bit of space on the edge here, surrounded by defenders, including Joe Linton, who's somehow all the way back again. And it's Edwards somehow gets the ball away, and Pope saves with his right foot, and it goes out for a corner. And how the hell did he get away from the defenders here? Turns bottom and inside out, really, truth be told. Brilliant bit of play, really, from Edward there, and well alert Popey for Crystal Palace corner. And here it comes. In it goes. Headed fairly harmlessly up and into the hands of Pope. And he's looking for options. He doesn't seem to have any outs at the minute. He eventually gives it a target.
Terrific save. Pope, who's possibly his best game so far. Against the Brighton, the goal
Come on, man.
Down on the south coast, the northeast today. So, checked them out a couple of times. So too has Glazer for that matter. He has, yeah.
Some of the other scores. Forest are 2-2 with Bournemouth. Wolves are beating Southampton 1-0. West Ham are beating Chelsea at Stamford Bridge 1-0. Brentford are 3-1 up against Leeds.
3-1.
Spurs are still beating Fulham 1-0.
That's certainly something that Vieira.
Last 10 minutes, Crystal Palace have 66% possession. Feels a little bit like this game is starting to slip away from us now in 74 minutes. We need something to happen here. Isak's chasing down the keeper. Steals it from him, and the keeper has to kick it out for a throw in. That's what we need. Come on.
Yeah.
Aye. Come on, lads. How are you?
Get the bloody legs pumping. Throwing it Newcastle, surely. Yeah.
Tell you what, if there's any investigation with this VAR, I'm going around wearing a tinfoil hat for the next game. Because
Mate, there's going to be no investigation of VAR. Like, they're just so arrogant. Like, they won't admit any errors, right? It's like,
well, I want to see the lead up. I want to see if there was anything that happened beforehand, because it definitely wasn't that shove and Willock. It cannot be.
Nah.
But this is again the thing where they need to have this communication, right?
Exactly.
Like, tell us why is that ruled off?
Exactly. But if it wasn't that instant, why aren't they showing us the bloody incident? How's the referee making the decision if he's not seeing the incident himself?
Where they make the ref up, why not do the same?
Yeah.
Fans trying to lift the crowd here. 75 minutes. Joe Linton
free kick.
Gives the
Fuck off, man, ref. Jesus Christ.
He dives in front of him.
Ayew does that all the time. Ayew doesn't have any skill, but he does manage to win free kicks pretty readily.
There's a question for his lads.
Here come Newcastle, halfway. He's still free agent, last I heard, anyway. Certainly taken from depth. I don't know if he'd actually want to play on the bench, but there must be something about him. Like, there must be a few clubs who would take him. Here comes Newcastle. Isak's come a little bit deep. He's got the ball. He's fed Willock. Willock's shot, and that's saved. Oh, my word.
Good
what
save.
A pass that was by Isak.
What a bit of play from Isak.
Aye.
Good effort from Willock. It's on target. Saved with a stretch by the Palace keeper. Willock slightly straight through the middle with his left foot. Unlucky.
Good save.
Looks like the defender got a touch to that.
It's a corner.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a corner.
Maybe just took the initial sting off the shot.
Yeah.
Well, saved by the keeper anyway, so it's a corner.
Aye, it was good save.
Trippier. In swinger from Trips. Come on, Botman or somebody, get your heat on it. In it goes. It's bloody perspective. It's headed out for a throw in to Newcastle. You just feel a one goal, and that's basically all you needed for this game.
Aye.
It's just a one goal game, isn't it?
It is.
Joe's done just enough. Newcastle tried to whip the ball in, but it's easily defended. Shaw's done very well to smother that ball. Isak's he's been robbed. And we're in danger of Zaha coming free here. He's only got one man up front to help him out. Goes down like a sack of shit and gets a free kick. Of course he does. From Trippier. 77 minutes. Bloody Murphy's fucking fouling him. Murphy all over his back of his shins, and Trippier just stands there and Zaha just falls over. It's a foul for Murphy. Fucking brain dead. All right, 30 yards out. Their left, our right. 78 minutes. This is not a good time to concede a goal. It's fairly deep, but it doesn't. It falls loose to Palace, and just to get rid of it, Newcastle. Palace still have the ball though, and sort of being penned back a little bit there by Newcastle. Just the ball was lobbed in, just taken off the head of Zaha by Shah for a corner to Palace, and this is pressure we do not want. Do we need to make any more subs? Who the hell have we got to bring on?
Matt Ritchie.
Fucking hell. So we've brought on Murphy and Anderson. You can really bring on a defender and Burn, I suppose, but you haven't got much else, have you?
Nah.
Here comes the Palace caller. It's got a horrible ominous feeling about this.
Somebody coming off?
Target's gone off.
Lewis, maybe?
Dan Burn.
Yeah.
Dan Burn's on. We just said that, didn't we?
Aye.
So got big Dad Burn. And here comes the corner. Please do not score from this. In it goes. It's easily defended by Newcastle, but it falls loose, and it's a wild kick from Decore. That's Decore. And it bounces off Mars.
20 mil, did you say, Craig?
20 mil. Fucking useless. I think I'd rather have checked Chioti. As he is now. Newcastle have the ball. Just outside the box. Looking for options. Evidently don't have any. Back to Poe. We're kind of inviting Palace on ourselves here. And that's a lovely bit of play down the wing. Willett just loses it. But Newcastle win it back.
Oh,
how's that?
I didn't get this. Really didn't get it.
So Newcastle have won the ball back, have they? Yes, they have.
Come on.
And, Anderson's down the left wing here. He's taking on his man. He's looking for options. He has a few. He's fed by Isak. He tried to feed him again. It's fallen to Murphy, who feeds Joe in with a fucking useless ball. It's to Murphy. It's defended. And Isak's on the ball still. And it goes out for a corner.
What about?
Come on, Newcastle. 80 minutes. How are boys?
Come on, lads. How are?
That's a bit more like it for Murphy. And Murphy just had to clear his first man, really, but still he's in a good position. How are the Toon? 81 minutes. 11 corners to Crystal Palace's 3. We've done naught with them. In it goes. It's to the far end. It's up by Burn, and the keeper catches it. Useless.
Why is Dan Burn so bad at attacking headers? He can clear them like there's no tomorrow, but getting anything on target from a corner, he's awful.
I think he's more used to being used as
I don't understand why the height that we've got in the team, why we're not getting that towards the penalty spot for people to head onto.
And here come Palace into Newcastle's half already. Down there, right, our left. Dan Burn's been beaten, but it's been whipped into the square. And luckily, there was nobody in that box there. Trippier has just kicked it straight out for a throw-in, but there was plenty of space there for Palace to make something out of that. It's back with Palace, still deep in Newcastle's half here. And Newcastle trying to push out a little bit here. Palace still keeping the ball, doing pretty well at the minute. Still got the ball inside Newcastle's area here. It's Ayew. He crosses it. Pope saves. Pushes out his near post for a corner to Palace.
Would it be poetic justice if we won this in the last second of extra time?
If it was 98 minutes, aye.
It really would.
Here comes Crystal Palace corner. In swinger. Pope's punched it. Didn't get a great deal of distance on it, but it's bounced high, so there's a bit of time for Newcastle to come out. And Schlupp manages to keep hold of it, though. Palace are going to whip it in again, and it's well defended by Shaw by lots of things. For yet another Palace corner. 82.5 minutes. This is pressure at the wrong side of the pitch, Dex.
It is. It is.
Do we need to make any more subs? Well, we've made 2 subs now, haven't we?
3. So Burn came on for Target.
Yeah, 2 separate occasions there. In the goals ball. It's cleared by Newcastle a little bit. It's on the edge of the box. It's shot and it's blazed over the bar by who's that? Schlupp. Had all the time in the world to do better with that, to be honest with you. And he's blammed it. It's a bit of a flyaway.
Well, you know, we're maybe being a bit harsh on Murphy. At least he hits the post. Like these Palace players can't even get it. Anyway, the sticks.
That, of course. Here come Newcastle. Still in their own half. Down there, right. Spreading across now to the middle and now across to the left. With Dan Burn, I think. And it's with... Yeah, that's a foul.
Anderson
Come
really
on,
does
referee.
look lady, doesn't he?
Foul on Anderson.
Hope you're wrong there, Jason. Hope you're wrong.
Yeah, I do tend to agree with him, though. It has been a bit of a tired performance, this. I think a little bit of the zest has been taken out by that kicking of bollocks at Liverpool as well. But I think mostly it's just tired minds and tired legs, like Dick said right at the start. But you know what? We had a perfectly good goal, as far as we're aware anyway, ruled off for fucking nothing. So it can happen again. Here comes Newcastle's free kick. Trippier's taking it. In it goes. Come on, boys. Unchallenged. It's an easy defence. It's whipped over by Joe. It's defended again by Palace. It's high up in the air. And it's off for a throw into Newcastle. Nice and quick. Is it? No. Don't you've got time to waste here, lads. It's down the line to Anderson. He shrugs off his man. And wins a corner. Good boy.
He's been cracking since he's come on.
Yeah, he
Anderson.
has, and he just
85 minutes.
This kid, he's
got the confidence. It's what you want. 85 minutes. 0-0. Newcastle with a corner.
He looks to me like he should be in the middle of the park. Like if we haven't got Shelby or Bruno, I think he should be playing
what's
that
his
role,
distribution
man.
like, though? Because if you're going to play that role, you have to have distribution. I don't know what his distribution is like. Here comes a free. Here comes a corner. In swinger. It's down on the ground. It's in. Oh, it's saved.
How the fuck?
Fuck me, Willock. How did he save that? Did he miss? Did
it hit the post? I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
Nah, it wasn't Murphy. It was Willock.
Replay.
In comes in. It's a bit of pinball. Willock finds it loosely. He
Oh,
shins it out.
Wide.
Fuck me.
All that.
God almighty. He's just inside the AR box and he absolutely shanks it.
Oh. Unlucky.
Yeah, it was just at that wrong height, wasn't it? Just hit up his shin.
Wrong bloody player. If that was Isak, that gun's in.
Hey, sloppy from Palace there.
Palace, yeah, looking a bit tired themselves. Come on, Newcastle. They've won a throw right next to the flag. It's a long throw into the box to an on-rushing someone who got bundled over, nothing given. And Newcastle recycle the ball. It's with Shaw in the middle. He's going to do a run and blam. No, he's not. He's going to feed Isak. It dinks it into. It's easily cleared by Palace. And what we don't want to do is give a free kick away here. Free kick, Newcastle. Absolutely bang central. Bang central.
Perfect for trip test.
Trippier?
Gotta be.
It's IU bundle over Longstaff, I think, was it?
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah. Longstaff's been lodging anonymous.
Trippier over the wall.
Trippier.
See if Daniel's called it. Come on.
We need this to go in.
Right, I'm going to come live on air if this goes.
Oh, jeez. Fuck me, mate. Oh, you look.
Louis Load live on YouTube.
There's no need for that, mate. Howie. Let's see your baldy
This
heat
would be
freaking cum face.
Poetic justice if this gan's in. I'm sitting back.
Here we go. So this is about 25 yards out.
Gotta be aye. How are trips?
Dead centre.
Maybe too far out, you think?
I think it might be a little bit, but he fancies it. He's lining it up. He's been managing his hamstring a little bit lately, so I'm not sure whether he'd. But there again, who else is going to take it? It's not going to be Joe Linton. So you got Joe Linton and Trippier sitting over the ball.
I'd rather not Joe Linton, to be honest.
Looks like a bit of shenanigans going on in the box in the wall here. The referee's having a bit of a word.
In this situation, you want your best set piece taker, and Joe Linton isn't that person. I don't think I've ever seen him take.
He's never taken one, has he?
No, he's walking away. It's going to be Trips.
Aye.
Come on, Trips.
Come on.
5 out of 5. Here we go. 88 minutes.
Not a while.
Straight in the wall. Gets a second chance. Dinks it. Anderson on the wing. Crosses in the middle. And Isak with a. He tries to do a rear drag back flick, and it just gets defended over the line. Out for a corner, I believe. I'll tell you what, that ball was going in the corner as well from Trips. Oh my God.
Anderson's made a big difference.
Newcastle corner. This is what we need. He really has. 89 minutes. Trips with a corner. Boxes loaded. Can we get it? Keep our palms away. Fuck. Murphy guards the ball out under pressure from Zaha. So back in play at Newcastle. Murphy on the ball. Whips it in. It's to Isak at the front. He's went for a flying header. It's easily defended. Palace against it here. Newcastle get the ball back. It's whipped in the box again. It's lazy. Into the palms of the keeper on 89 minutes. I think that's it.
How long extra time? What, 4 or 5 minutes, you reckon?
Well, that VAR, there was, 4 or 5 minutes just for that?
2. He's going to do fucking 2. I'm telling you. Newcastle get the ball back. Halfway line. And it's down our right with Murphy. Down the line. It's whipped in the middle. And it's a last gasp save by Ward. A header. Because it was surely going to be a goal. Straight back in. It's whipped in the middle. It's defended easily. It's back with Joe Linton. His first touch is horrendous. Back with Newcastle again. This is brilliant pressure. Just what we need right now. 5 minutes extra time is being played. Elliot Anderson makes a run down the wing. Dinks his man. He's in the edge of the box.
How did Anderson keep that in?
He dinks it over. Defended well. Palace have defended very well. It gets a free kick. Piss off. Fucking free kick, man. Isak down, holding his face.
How did Anderson keep that ball in play?
Beautiful.
This is
impressive, wasn't it?
Beautiful. It was one of those little dinky over the head things. Inside it goes. How the fuck?
You give that a free kick? Fuck off, man.
We're getting the shaft here, like. We're getting full 9 inches.
Shafted left, right, and centre.
Isak's nose looks a bit broken, to be honest with you.
Well, it's going to be more added on time. Chris Wood.
So far, Chris Wood coming on, and Alexander Isak.
Kind of bad idea.
So Anderson must start the next game. Dave Bruno.
Joe Linton off.
No, Anderson fit.
Joe Linton off. Chris Wood on. I think. No, it's not. Is it? No, Isaac's off. Isaac's going off. Chris Wood's coming on.
Right, Chris Wood. Time to get an injury winner, son.
Brentford have beaten Leeds 4-2. Chelsea are now 2-2 with West Ham. Bournemouth have pulled 3 goals back against Forest to be winning 3-2.
Wow.
Tottenham are beating Fulham 2-1. Wolves beating Southampton 1-0.
Did Mitro score again?
I don't know, actually. Let me find it. He did,
Yeah.
aye.
Any guy. Fix. Yeah. Feel it. Ball's back in play. In Palace's half. It's a bit of head pinball here. And Palace have managed to get it back, but Newcastle have launched up the front top of the pitch. And Palace try to launch it back again, but they just kick it up for a throw in. So it's Newcastle's throw. 92.5 minutes, so 5 minutes extra time. And if it's going to happen, it needs to happen pretty bloody soon. And that's a very dangerous throw in. Newcastle basically just giving up possession there. And here come Palace.
Oh, well done, Trippier.
Ball through the middle. Trippier reads the pass to Zaha beautifully, cuts it out. Lovely pass in the middle, nice and easy. That's all we need to do. Here comes
Go on, Murphy.
Murphy's been cut and played aside by Joe Linton. He's cut back. He's trying to kick it. It's easily smothered. He could have probably played someone in. It's a lovely header from Trippier to keep the ball playing. Joe Linton on the wing here. Our right hand side.
Murphy, man.
Murphy.
Oh, fuck
Murphy's
off,
just
man,
lost
Murphy.
the ball. Didn't have a clue who was around them. Lost the ball. And here come Palace. And it's Zaha on the wing. We've got 2 men up front here. Newcastle have 5. Zaha's just beaten Byrne. And he's bowling. It's in the middle of the box. He's trying to do something. And it's just absolute shit. And even he's laughing. And Newcastle have the ball back in play. 93.5 minutes. 1.5 minutes to go. What can we do here? Murphy just seems to be getting tripped over his own feet here. Here's Joe in the middle. Spreads out wide to the left wing. There's nobody there, but Elliot Anderson can't keep it in. And Anderson looked a bit slow there, to be honest with you. Anderson looked a bit tired. And now Palace players are going down with cramp, just what Newcastle were doing against Liverpool.
That's extra time.
Yeah. Well, this has been a bit of a disappointment, hasn't it?
So Eddie Howe needs to walk into that ref's room at full time, kick the fucker down, kick the door down, and just demand an answer as to why that was not given. Because that was pathetic.
I'm going to reserve judgment until I can see the build-up again, because something's not right about that. Ball's back in play. Newcastle win it back from the Palace throw in. Just Newcastle's throw again. Come on, get in quickly. In quickly. I haven't got time to fanny around. In quickly. Down in the box. Throw it in the box. What are you doing, man? Fuck me, with Dolan here. Get the ball in play, man. It's with Joe Linton.
Free kick.
Off. Feeds Elliot Anderson. Anderson has his legs swept out, and here we go. Could this be
Get everyone up, even the keeper.
Anderson's had his legs swept away from him. He's all right, but it's blatant bloody foul. From Decoria, who hasn't been brilliant like Craig, I have to say, mate.
No, he hasn't. Not as the previous match reports have said. He's had a bit of a well on this one, which I'm more than happy with.
5 minutes have been played. We're into 95.5 minutes here. This will be the last action of the game, you have to think, because we're not Liverpool. So 95.5 minutes. Trippier over the ball to the left of the park, 25-ish yards out. Can this be it?
That's it. That's all over.
All in. It's headed, and it's gone out, and that is probably full time. Shaw with the header just wide of the post, and you think 96 minutes, that is basically game over. It's a free header as well, you know. Lovely
it was just
ball
a bit
in
behind him. I think he just timed his run.
Yeah,
a little wrong.
And I think that's going to be it. Keep it taking all day to take this. As soon as it's in play, it's going to be blown for full time. It's 96 minutes, 5 minutes extra time being played. That is pretty much it. And just waiting for the ref. Here it goes. A few ripples of boos. I'm sure that's towards the VAR as much as anything else. Newcastle
Can't be the one
nil.
that
Palace
can't
nil.
fault the lad's effort there.
No, can't fault the own goal. That was definitely an own goal and definitely not a foul.
No, don't care who decides to say, "Oh yeah, that deserves to be given in favour of Palace," because they're just being biased. Because I can't even see even any Palace fans would say, "Yeah, that was justifiably given as the right decision for VAR," because it just wasn't.
Yeah, lads, Junior's coming in. He's just knocked on the door. Give the lads away.
You should be in bed, Bonnie lad.
I get yourself back to kid.
He's a Geordie, man. It's the next generation of fans. Been watching upstairs with his mum.
Why not?
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't want to talk about VAR. He's just said.
Let's get his hot take on the situation, Dex.
Harry? What did you think about that disallowed goal?
It was terrible.
It was terrible. It was.
awful,
You're absolutely
mate.
right,
Awful.
Bonnie
Yeah,
lad.
it was stupid. Go on, you go up and see your mum. Good boy. There you go,
Has he-
mate. Even a 9-year-old kid can see it's blatant cheating.
Has he got the entire family's worth of hair there, Dex?
Yeah, he has. I used to have hair like that.
It's a hell of
One
a
day.
memory you've got on you.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's the foul. It's a fucking push into Willock. It goes into the keeper. It bounces off the defender. Goes in.
Fuck me.
And somehow not a goal. A foul by Willock.
How?
Can anybody please explain to me? Oh, here.
I'd say I just can't understand how if you get pushed in the back, that's a penalty, right?
Yeah.
Like,
It's not a fucking
it's
foul.
like
Here come the full-time stats anyway. Let's see what these are. 52 to 48% possession, 23 shots to their 19. So balanced out in the end. 6 shots on target to their 9. 357
pretty much
passes
even,
each.
look at that. I mean,
280 successful passes to their 278. Very much the same. Well, I didn't see the rest. I want to see this fucking own goal. So we're going to see some highlights here. I want to see this own goal that isn't. Here comes Isak with his run on goal. He's free. He should have just swept it past the keeper. He tries to chip him and it's saved. And fizzles out, unfortunately. Yeah, keeper did well in fairness. He
the
reduced the
keeper
angles.
did do well there because he went to go
He did.
down and he actually stood up.
Bottom with that bullet header and then a follow-up.
There's Decora
best-
clearing that one off the line.
I think the best chances have went to us, haven't they?
Yeah.
Oh, God, They had that one opportunity. That was it. Which had a good save from Pope, but everything else was from outside the box and didn't trouble him at all.
Yeah. Just the own goal here.
What, 6 games,
figure.
1 defeat.
Off the post. Well, that's right, Dex. We'll talk about that in a second. I just want to have a quick summary. I just want to see this fucking foul. Is this it?
Yeah.
There it is.
Like, look at him. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He knows
he knows he's
he's
done
fucked
wrong.
up.
I mean,
I need to see that again.
there is no foul there.
I'm going to watch that again. There's absolutely no foul. There's absolutely no foul whatsoever. Right, I'm watching Willock
Nah.
Alloway here.
That's fucking bullshit.
Absolutely no way whatsoever a foul. That's fucking horseshit. Palace have been given an absolute fucking pass there, like. Unbelievable. You know, is that the shot you're talking about, Craig? The one where Pope saves it with his leg? Yeah. That was a pretty good save, in fairness.
Yeah, that's the only meaningful save he's had to make, really.
Yeah. Lovely ball by Isak into Willock. Keeper saves it.
Well, I gotta be honest. I think this game played out pretty much as I was thinking it might. Tired legs, tired minds. Palace are tough. Yeah, I think it's could have easily been 2-0, 2-1.
Fucking hell, man. I am fucking spewing over that. I can't bear it.
I'm raging at that. Absolutely
I cannot
raging.
bear it. I cannot understand it. That was in every way an own goal. It was never in a million years a foul. Least of all by Willock. I mean, it's just farce, man. Absolute farce. Anyway, look, we had our chances to.
You know what they need to have? No room for VAR as well.
Yeah.
we had our chance to win that one. We didn't take it. We only really have ourselves to blame at the end of the
Don't
day.
worry, Fabian shares off to Hungry Jacks to get his Memphis burger.
Let's have a look at some of the other results if I can get the damn thing up. If I speak any more about that foul, I'm gonna fucking explode. I tell you what.
Do you reckon we should try and get a Twitter frenzy happening? Fabian share and then post that video.
I don't know. We're still working on getting Big Joe to the World Cup. Actually, let's.
You need to get on. Not that you want him to go though, Lee.
I definitely don't, because I know what'll happen. Fucking guarantee it. Let's just get the rest of the scores up here. So Brentford in the end, look at that, 5-2 against Leeds, and that's on the back of Leeds beating Chelsea 3-0, wasn't it?
Palace drew with Leeds midweek.
Right, I'm thinking something else. Chelsea just scraped past West Ham 2-1. Newcastle 1-0 to Crystal Palace. Forest 2, Bournemouth 3. Forest are not looking in good shape, but I mean, 2 goals still.
Forest were 2-0 up.
So that's Bournemouth winning the game as soon as Scotty Parker's been ejected.
Aye.
Take that. Tottenham 2, Fulham 1, and Wolves 1, Saints 0. And the late kickoff will be Villa against City. And I wouldn't be surprised if Stevie G finds himself out of a job at the end of that one. And then tomorrow, Brighton. Brighton against Leicester, and then Man United against Arsenal. Let's have a look at the table. See where we've ended up here. 7 points from 6 games, plus 1 goal difference still. Only beaten once in 6, so it's not too bad. Palace in 15th on 6 points with a -2 goal difference. If we had have won that, we would have ended up being 8th, displacing Man United temporarily at least. Brentford bouncing up to 7th, look at that. And Leicester still rooted to the bottom with 1 point. And Forest -10 goal difference. Good Lord.
Jesus.
It's shocking, isn't it? So, we asked at the start of the game if we were happy with where we were after 5 games. Are we still happy where we are after 6 games now?
Yeah. I mean, we were robbed 3 points there. You know, as I said, if that had been a shit performance and we didn't have any shots on target or the shots were tame, weak, and they were all down the keeper's throat, then yeah, I'd say it was a disappointing performance. But I don't think there's much more the lads could have done. We had the ball in the back of the net. It was wrongly ruled off for a foul, which I'm still going to be raging at this time next week. And,
annoyed.
You know, 11th compared to where we were this time last season, still more than happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just these are the kind of games where you want to win. You know, you want to beat Wolves, you want to beat the Palaces, you want to beat the teams around you, really. And we're not beating them. We've only beat Forest.
I think that's the thing when I looked at the timesheet, the team sheet, Lee. You're looking at that, and we should be looking and saying, you know, we're definitely going to win this. Like, we expect to win this game. And you look at the team sheet, and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm not sure where the goals are coming from.
Yeah,
I'm not, and I think that's it's kind of we're just not there yet. It still feels very much like we're relying on some championship players.
Oh, we are
quality, and just
the benches anyway, especially.
Yeah, we have to have a full strength team for you to feel confident that you're going to get a result.
Yeah, I feel like if Maxi was playing that game, he would have torn that back line to pieces because they weren't that great at the back there.
Even Anderson from the start.
Yeah, maybe.
Anderson was outstanding, I thought.
Yeah.
Well, we've got over a week until our next game away to West Ham. So that's plenty of time to rest some tired legs, isn't it? But that's, what's that, a 2 p.m. kickoff? That's going to be a 11 p.m. kickoff for us.
Aye, good right. Timing, actually.
Or is that right? Something like that. Yeah, 11 p.m. kickoff, something like that. Yeah. And then we've got Bournemouth. That'll be down in Sydney for some of us at the Newcastle United meetup, the national meetup for all Newcastle fans in Australia. Are you going to that one, Dex? You're going to make an appearance?
I'm not sure yet. I'm heading up your way the week after, actually.
Well, you've got to make it a Sydney, man. You're in bloody New South Wales, aren't you?
Yeah, mate. I'll probably be there.
Get yourself down, man. It'd be great to see the lads. So look, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Bournemouth, Fulham, Brentford. Those are kind of the games that I would have earmarked as somewhere to pick up some decent points, because after that you got Man United, Everton, Spurs, and then Villa. But you've got Man United, Everton, Spurs anyway. They're going to give you a game. So we've just drawn against Palace. So there's 2 points dropped there. How do you feel we're going to go against West Ham, Bournemouth, Fulham, and Brentford? Because Fulham putting goals away. Mitrovic is on fire. Then defense is terrified. What do I reckon? West Ham, Bournemouth, Fulham, and Brentford.
West Ham, I would take a point. But they're not doing too well either, to be honest. So you never know. We could get the win there. We outplayed them down there last season when Willock got that goal, which was given through goal line technology. Bournemouth at home, you think we should win that one. You'd imagine with a full strength team, we should walk that one. Fulham away will be tough. Brentford at home, we've just seen they've put 5 past Leeds, so they're clearly found their shooting boots. And Man United away, which Man United team is going to show up, who knows?
Yeah, but what we're talking about, so maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 points, maybe 6 to 9 points, perhaps 6 to 8 points.
If those, if we can get close to double figures in points, that'd be a success, I reckon.
Dex, how are you feeling about the next game against West Ham next weekend? It's another away game. We've just had like 3 in a row, and then we've had this home game, and now we've got another away game all the way down at the London Stadium against West Ham. David Moyes' team sometimes blow hot and cold, don't they? You don't really often know what you're going to get from West Ham. Sometimes they're brilliant, sometimes they're shit. How do you see that game go next week?
If we play a full strength team, I'm confident we'll get a win. Well, I think we've got to have Bruno playing. Like that midfield is just it's just missing so much with him or with Shelvey gone. So we just need a bit more creativity. Look, the reality is, I think the quality that we're getting in from the wings, it's just balls aren't good enough, right? So we're gonna have to try and get goals from the middle. And I think, look, playing away is going to suit us with Isak. It just looks. He looks very good at making those runs and getting in behind defense. So I'm gonna go for a win, West Ham. I'm pretty confident. Right. Just think that we're not losing games, right? Like it takes a lot for us to lose a game.
Yeah, it does seem that way, doesn't it? Yeah, it's a vast improvement on being turned over and having our bellies tickled like we're used to. Well, let's just round this one up. Are we gonna say something there quick?
Nah, again, just what Dex was on about. We're hard to beat. And the other good thing as well, it's another clean sheet as well, I suppose. That's one bonus out of today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got Nick Boat in the fantasy league, so thanks, Nick.
Very nice, very nice. All right, well, let's draw this to a conclusion. Disappointing game, I think you're going to have to say, against a Palace team who played their part fair enough. We thought they were going to just sit back and hit on the break, but they actually grew into that game quite a lot. And in the end, possession, shots, and passes, and all the rest of it have pretty much been 50-50 down the middle. So Newcastle come away with a point at home. Should have been 3. Fuck me. If you haven't seen it, go online, have a look at that VAR decision. It is absolutely mind-boggling. It's elite. It's next level shithousery from the VAR team. I just do not understand any part of how they got that decision. And not only that, the friggin' referee goes and looks at it at the side of the pitch on the TVs, and even he thinks there's a foul. Just absolutely astounding work from the VAR team and the referee. The referee doesn't get away with this one. It was fucking joke. All right, Thanks to everyone in the comments and everyone who's joined us for the watch along today. It's been frustrating, let's say that. But it's always good to do these things with the boys and have a bit of a chat about Newcastle United. It's always good fun. If you've enjoyed what you've watched or listened to, you might be listening to us on podcast. Well, I don't know why you would be, but you might be. Give us a follow. You'll find us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram even. You'll find us all over the place on podcasts. Give us a download, give us a like. Come and give us a chat on Twitter if you don't mind. That'd be great. We'd like to have a nice little chat about all things Newcastle United. And hopefully we will see you for the next one. I think the next one will be a review of this game in a few days' time. So keep an eye out for that one on your feeds. And hope to see you next time. So thank you, Craig, and thank you, Dex. Cheers, boys.
Thanks.
Cheers, lads.
Good night, everyone. Good morning. 2:00 in the morning. Going to go to bed in a fucking rage.
Yeah.
Bye.
Two nights in a row, the ref makes me fucking pissed off.
Ah, God damn it, man. All right. Anyway, cheers, everyone.
See ya.
next
Cheers,
time.
lads. Have a good
Bye-bye.
night.